content over everything.
Black Muslims, because is this running? Is this running?
Yeah.
It's running, yeah? Okay, I have to step back a few months and stuff like that because I haven't had the chance to really to catch up and stuff. What I feel is, okay, Islam is a real problem for black people. And it's a real problem for me. It's a real problem for me because I can see that it's predatory. And how it's predatory is just like in the park, how the Dawuud team are predatory on the vulnerable. Now, I'm not calling black people vulnerable per se, but you see, the Dawuud tactic is to search and destroy need for identity. Right? Now, I've heard on camera a narrative which has spread throughout black people. It's a bit annoying because what it's done is it's taken away our own cognition by pumping a narrative into us against white people in order to get us on side. Now, I've even heard one Muslim here, that Muslim's banned from the park at the moment, where he's debating a black guy, trying to give him dawah. When he's hit a brick wall, you can tell the dawah lesson has hit him, and the next thing he said was, "Look what the white man's done to you."
Yeah.
You know that one?
I've heard that before. I don't know who that is, but I've heard that many times before. Yeah.
That's the first thing he did. Now, what he's trying to do now, he's developed some kind of a common ground, so you can get a black man to hate. Now, that's going to be to our detriment, really, because we're surrounded by hate and struggling anyway. So what we need is emancipation. What we need is freedom of thought. We don't need to be dragged down a pit by pseudo-Nazis, getting us to focus our identity on something which got nothing to do with it and fight their agenda for them. Now, when you have poor innocent people, now these innocent people, they're broke. They don't have nowhere to live. They're suicidal almost. What you have is you have drug lords. Drug lords, they spot the vulnerability in these people. So what do? They offer them identity, they offer them money. They separate themselves from the responsibility, right, of the crime that they're putting on this innocent person, dump loads of drugs on them, and send them over the border. Those people are called drug mules. Mules, bro. You have the drug lords sitting, watching these people either getting catched or not. They don't get their hands dirty. And this is what I see happening to black people. They come to you, spot your vulnerability, pump you full of dawah, and send you into the park. Look what the white man's done to you. Now, I've debated sometimes. So what happens now is you develop this narrative where you're against Christianity. You don't even know what Christianity is, but you're against it because the Dawah team have pumped the narrative to you that Christianity is a white man's religion. But yet, Christianity was rife in Ethiopia, way before Islam. The first churches in Ethiopia. So how How the Dawah team have pumped this narrative into a white Jesus, blue-eyed Jesus, into black people is beyond me. Because Jesus was a Jew, they know. But how can a black man not think for himself to realize that Jesus was a Palestinian? How can a black man not think for himself?
Oh, man, bro.
How? Where he's going now, he's got a reason to identify. So he's targeting Christians, and the Dawah team just looking like drug lords, watching you go. They wind you up and they watch you go. Because they don't have to get their hands dirty. Now I'm going to give you an example, brother. I was debating you and Mako one time about how black people were created and black people are bound for hell. Remember that hadith?
Yeah,
when black people were created.
Yeah. I don't think he was debating me.
Well, I was reading the hadith.
Yeah. He was debating somebody.
Yeah,
and then I got in and I was listening and I asked a few Muslims around us if they knew what about the hadith, and no one.
What was your conclusion?
I believe that the guys that were around us refused to interpret what we had found, refused to be honest about whether it was sahih or not, and just was like basically were blocking truth. I believe that those guys there did not, whether they knew or not, they wasn't really in the interest of truth and more trying to save face. Yeah.
So now your conclusion after hearing me read the hadith, then going to Muhammad hijab.
No, going to Shamsi.
You went to Muhammad hijab. I saw you on camera. You went to Muhammad hijab, and you went to someone else. I'm not sure, but only 100% I remember. And the Sheikh.
I went to Shamsi. I went to the Sheikh.
Yeah.
Ali Dawa was here. I didn't go to Muhammad hijab.
You didn't go to about that particular topic? Okay, I'm possibly wrong there. What I do remember is you went for confirmation from respectable members of the Dawah team. And you were left with ambiguous statements?
I was left wanting for anything concrete.
Right.
Well, to my satisfaction, until I spoke to Shamsi, who gave me a good explanation. Now, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's true or false, that's a different story. But Shamsi was honest and forthcoming with me, and I was satisfied that
What did he say?
I can't remember now.
Okay.
I can't remember now. But I remember the sentiment. I remember even saying to the camera, it's a good thing there's a man like Shamsi here.
And what did he say to you, bro?
What do you mean?
What did he say to you that you said he was honest?
He gave me an explanation. He read it from his phone. I don't remember the precise explanation. But what I do remember is when I'd asked anyone else, I could tell that they wasn't really interested in giving me the truth. But I felt like Shamsi gave me what I was more happy with his explanation. Doesn't mean that I believe what Shamsi told me was correct or not, but I believe that he was being honest in his answer to me.
Okay. I challenge Shamsi to come here right now and repeat what he said. If he's in the park.
He's over there. If
Shamsi's here, I'll challenge him to
But
come
what's
here
this got to do with me?
The reason why I'm here, brother, is not to.
You do know I'm not Muslim, right?
No, listen.
Do you know that though?
Hold on a second. The reason why I'm here, brother, is because what I don't want you to do as a brother, right, in humanity, right, is to just believe what they tell you.
That's never Jedi.
Right, so then you come to your own conclusion.
It's never me.
And this is what I'm after.
I always come to my own conclusion.
Right, this is what I'm after.
Yeah.
This is what I'm after. What is your own conclusion regarding Islam and black people?
I don't have one. I don't really have a concern with Islam. As in, I don't care about Islam. I don't care about Christianity. No. I don't like. And when I say that, like my friend was talking to me about Rastafarianism the other day, because I've had a few conversations on that subject, and I had to say to him point blank, I don't care about Rastafarianism. And when I mean that, I mean when I go to bed at night, none of you guys' religions on my brain, on my mind, and nothing you guys have said has troubled my soul or made me toss and turn and made me think, fuck, am I doing the right thing? So like when I say I don't care, it doesn't mean I don't have an interest and I won't ask questions, but in my day-to-day life, I literally don't sit there and think, oh, you know what would be, you know what I mean?
Now what if I was to say to you, right, that there's a man that hated or hates every one of your black friends. Okay. How would you feel about that man?
Yeah, I would.
What opinion would you have about that man?
I probably wouldn't invite him to dinner.
No. But what opinion would you have about it?
If it was facts that he hated all my black friends because they were black,
yes,
I would think he was a racist.
And would you encourage any one of your black brothers or sisters to cohabitate or become friends with that man?
Would I encourage a black man to become friends with a racist?
Or would you defend that man? Would
I defend a racist?
Yeah.
I could defend a racist. I could defend a racist, yes.
You could defend a racist?
Of course I could.
Well, how could you defend a racist?
In something that they're right about, I could defend them. So if they were being attacked unfairly,
so you feel that there's some... Hold on, we're sidetracking a minute.
No.
So you think there's something good morally in racism? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe not. You don't have to be good morally for me to defend you, though.
But I'm talking about racism.
Okay, if you're racist, you're racist. I'm not going to defend you on racism.
You think racism is good or bad?
I think it's a bad thing still.
You think it's a bad
thing? I think to be prejudiced against somebody strictly based on their appearance, I think is bad. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that's bad.
all right. So let's get down to listen.
But if he was being attacked,
this is what I'm saying.
Listen. One second though, brother. I need to establish something.
Yeah, go on.
You said something about being a mule of Islam.
Yeah.
So I need to understand how that affects me personally and how that applies to me. Because
I feel that a lot of black people in this park is gullible.
I'm not a lot of black people.
It's my opinion.
I'm not a lot of black people, and I'm the last gullible person here.
We all have our own opinion, and I can see that probably you leave certain discussions and you think, I'm not sure about that answer. So you might leave with a certain amount of ambiguity.
You know, because I ain't been debating for a while. You lot don't rate me. You actually trying to give me this gullible.
Right? No.
Come on, bruv. Do you know who you're talking to?
Now,
bruv. I call you my dad, you know. I call you my dad. Please don't tell me about being gullible, though. Be realistic. Tell me what you want to say, but don't ever call me gullible. Because at the end of the day, you believe a man died on the cross, right?
Okay.
And rose again after 3 days?
Now,
do you believe that? Do you believe that?
Don't change the subject.
I'm asking you. You ask me a question, I answer you one.
Don't change the subject.
I ask you a question, you ask me one.
No, but I'm talking about...
No problem. And we can get back to that.
We can talk about it afterwards.
Do you believe that, yes or no?
Don't take this as a personal attack.
No problem.
This is about...
Would you like me to answer your questions?
It's about every single black person in this park.
It is, but let's be real.
It's not about you.
You called me and said it's about me.
No, it's about every single black person in this park. And if you listen to what I said...
let me listen.
If you listen to what I said I'm
going to listen to your Dawuud still.
What I said was, when you leave the conversation, when you go for confirmation of a hadith that I've read, I can see that you don't 100% believe what you've heard.
No.
I didn't say that you just lapped it up. Right?
Yeah. I don't lap up nothing.
I can see that you see that they're hiding something. I'm talking
just like I didn't lap up what you gave me either.
I'm talking on the wide scale.
It's called critical thinking, bruv.
I'm talking on a wide scale on how black people are duped into following Islam.
Okay, cool. But I'm not a Muslim,
and
so
focusing,
can I be
hold on. This is.
I didn't get
I want your
duped.
opinion on this.
All right, go on. Give me your opinion.
Into following Islam,
Yeah.
right, and duped into hating Christians, right? Simply because they've been fed the narrative that Jesus is blonde hair and blue-eyed.
Okay. And it was Muslims that came up with that narrative.
That Muslims have stolen it from a lot of places.
Not the white folks.
And fed it to
not
black
the blonde hair, blue-eyed.
And unfortunately,
it's not the blonde hair, blue-eyed guys that came up with that. It's the Muslims.
Black people are gullible and they've lapped it up and they're coming with that narrative in the past.
I've never heard a Muslim tell me that Jesus was blonde hair, blue-eyed. I want you to find me one that believes. Any Muslims in the park that believe Jesus was blonde hair and blue-eyed? So I think this is a flawed basis that you're starting on, bro.
No, it's not flawed. Bro.
Okay, go on then.
So anybody watching this, right, has heard.
Cain, man, come on, bro.
No, bro,
you're better
listen,
than this, bro.
Listen, I've heard Muslims, right, focus on the fact that Jesus couldn't be real because he's blonde haired and blue-eyed.
I never heard one Jesus say.
Right?
I never heard one Muslim. One second. Inaccurate.
Black people.
Inaccurate. Who is Eesa?
Gets black people to hate
who is
Christianity based on that.
It's inaccurate.
Fallacy.
Bro. Come on, brother.
Based
bro,
on
be
that
real.
fallacy.
Listen, can I ever say? Let me just say one thing.
I'm being real.
Do you mind?
Right?
Do you mind if I say one thing?
Let me make my point and you can come back.
All I'm gonna say is,
right?
because I like you, I'd prefer if you came from an accurate perspective.
I
am. Listen, just hear me out. I believe some of the things that you're saying are valid points, but I think that the premise you're standing on, based on the fact that Muslims don't believe in Jesus and think or suggest he was blonde hair and blue-eyed, I would say that is inaccurate because they do have a guy that they call Eesa. Now, whether any of these guys
Eesa's
exist,
full of lies, and I challenge him to come here right now.
Okay, see now.
Challenge him to come here right now.
Listen to me, bro.
Any black Muslim to come here.
Please listen to me.
Yeah.
I think you've misunderstood what I'm saying.
Go on.
Eesa is Jesus.
No, yeah.
Okay. So this is who they claiming to be Jesus.
But he's not Jesus.
1 second, please.
He's not Jesus. Yeah.
Fair dues, yeah? I'm not claiming he is, yeah?
Okay.
This is what I've heard Muslims claim. Yes, Jesus exists. His name was Eesa, yeah? And blah, 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 blah. They believe the whole story about him.
No, they don't.
Hold on. Please give me a minute, please. Please give me a minute.
They don't believe
that.
that.
I know, but please give me a minute.
Okay, go on.
They say they believe the whole story is correct, apart from certain aspects like resurrection, crucifixion, stuff like that. Yeah, they believe that there was some switcheroo that went on and blah blah blah. That's their business.
The core part.
That's their business. But
part.
hold on, let me just say though, I've never heard a man say that Jesus doesn't exist, and I've never heard a Muslim man say that Jesus is blonde hair and blue eyed. I've never heard that.
What I said was they'll take the mickey. They try to direct black people away from Christianity by saying
it's a white man's religion.
Yes, and pumping that narrative.
White man religion doesn't mean that.
Pumping that narrative. Now, what?
Yeah,
what?
He's good. He's a good guy. That's my dad. He's a good guy.
What Jesus came to do here, right? He came to free us, to emancipate us from all kinds of hatred, right? But see, black people are white people. Black people are white people. Now this is my whole point. This is my whole point. In Christianity, there's no color. There's no black, no white, no Jew, no Greek, no slave, no free, right? But what Muslims are trying to do, they're trying to get you
Does God have His
to
chosen
be a
people in the Bible?
Pseudo-Nazi.
Does God have His chosen people in the Bible? 1 second,
They're trying to put black. They're trying to put
ask Cain. Someone asked Cain about God's chosen people in the Bible and where they come from.
By saying it's a white man's religion.
Was it everyone?
This is not true.
Who's the tribe of Israel?
Right, this is not true.
Israel, the tribe of Israel.
Right, now, brother,
are they everyone? Is that everyone?
I want your opinion on...
Is everyone an Israeli? Is everyone from the tribe of Israel?
That's a different topic.
No, but those are God's chosen people in the Bible, right?
Right, that's a different topic.
Okay, but then they don't all look like everyone. They look like a specific set of people, right?
Okay, what colour would you say
I
an
have
Israeli?
no fucking clue.
Brown.
The Hebrews, the Israelites that were there were black.
Were black.
Yes.
You have proof of this?
That's where they were. It's the region that's what they were.
Hold on, do you
they
have
were
proof
black.
of this?
No, I don't have proof on me now.
You don't have no proof?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any proof on me right now.
Anybody can go through history, and we know that if you come from Palestine, right, you are probably olive dark tone.
That's the Palestinians that are there now, bro.
Right? Now, let's not go into a different topic about what colour,
I'm just saying,
innit,
yeah?
This is my point.
This is how I talk with Muslims.
Is
This
irrelevant.
is how I talk with Muslims. I don't just lap things up.
This is my point,
You can't just tell me stuff.
Colour is proper.
You can't just tell me stuff. We're going to have to
Colour,
talk about it.
This is my point, bro.
Bro, I'm not into none of your religions. And right now, your religions are giving me a headache. Your religions are giving me a headache, bro.
I'm not trying to get you...
You told me you was going to talk about black people and something that concerned me.
Yes, and
you said I was a mule of Islam, and I just wanted to say to you, 1, I'm not a Muslim. 2, I don't do dawah. 3, I'm not a Christian.
You do dawah on their behalf.
How? Name some dawah.
You do dawah on their behalf.
Name.
Brother, please.
Bro, you don't know that I'm a notorious Islamophobe. You never heard about... Look, it's Jedi the Islamophobe. Tana, it's me.
Brother.
Did you not know that?
Okay,
No, wait. Let me give you a story. I
didn't want to have to... I wanted to speak to you on a level.
No, but you have to...
Right, and it's not antagonistic. All right, now I'm going to have to go public. Now, Jedi, listen to me, brother. Listen to me. Now, me and you...
This is what I've been labelled, innit? You don't know
I never had a problem with this, man. I never had a problem with no one here from my heart. From my heart.
Come on, I'm listening
right?
to you.
But because of the Dawah narrative that brainwashed a lot of black people, a few black people have a problem with me. Why? Because I'm a Christian.
Let me hear what you say.
And being a Christian, I am against Islam. Why? Because it's a false cult. That's for the paedophilia and child abuse, right? And what happened?
Why did you drag me out for this, though,
brother, listen to me. Because I'm trying to get to a point. I'm trying to get to a point here. Trying to get to a point here. Because what I want your opinion on certain hadiths.
Okay, cool.
About Islam.
No problem.
Right? Now,
but can we just say that when you said that I give dawah, can you just correct that?
Yes,
Can you correct that? Because I don't. Can you do that, please?
Right.
Because that's like actually slander.
Well, it's slander, yeah?
It's slander. I don't give dawah. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not learned in Islam. I don't give dawah. I don't.
Respect gives dawah.
I'm not respect.
Respect gives dawah. You give dawah.
Ta-da!
You give dawah.
It's Jedi. It's not respect. It's Jedi. It's not respect.
A lot of other black people that are not Muslims give dawah on Muslims' behalf.
Come on, man. You need
Now,
to fix
they
that.
might not necessarily be Muslims.
You need to fix that.
They might not necessarily be Muslims, but they side with Muslims simply because there's a lot of black Muslims.
This is the problem with
There's a
religion
lot
right
of
now,
black
yeah?
Muslims, right? So they feel an affinity with Islam, right? And against the white man's religion, which is a brainwashing tactic that Muslims have pumped black people with. Right? Now,
What?
don't let them break it up. Don't let them break it up. Because I still want to read these hadiths, brother. Right? I still want to, and I want your opinion on these hadiths. Don't worry about all this.
All right, cool. Before you start with the hadiths, bro, I don't want to be on the wrong foot with you, yeah? But
We're not on the wrong foot. We're not on the wrong foot.
I think possibly you've wrongly categorised me with my brother Respect, and I think wrongly you've not really done enough insight into me as an individual. Because what I'm trying to tell you is,
I did say that you weren't fully drawn in.
I'm not
I
at
said
all.
you left knowing they were keeping something.
No. I'm saying in terms of, just hear me out.
Yeah, go on.
In terms of making the claim that Jedi does dawah for Muslims, yeah, I need you to understand that I have never once ever done dawah for anyone. Same way I've never preached
What do you
the
call
word.
dawah? What do you call dawah?
Calling people to come to the religion.
That's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean supporting Islam in whatever shape or form that takes.
I've
That's dawah.
probably supported Muslims as I have Muslim friends, but I've never supported Islam.
okay.
I don't get what you mean by
Right,
support
and
Islam.
now in
Islam is
doing-
not something that needs
is
Jedi
that
to
because
support
you
it.
have-
Like I've never supported Christianity.
Is that
In fact, I probably have as I was
is
raised
that because
Jehovah's
your Muslim
Witness.
friends are black?
No, they're not all black. No,
Majority of them?
some of them. Some of them.
Okay. So this is my
Some of
point.
them.
It's based on colour, right? And the reason I'm talking to you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Here's where I'm coming from. Is because I know that as a sensible man,
Yeah.
you have some influence.
Shouldn't you be going sucking?
You have some influence, brother. So this is why I'm talking to you on a level for you already see there's deception there. You already see they're trying to break this up. You already see the deception there. You already see the deception there. So now rather than not knowing what that deception is, I want you to make your own mind up. Right? So what do you think about Muhammad being white and having black slaves?
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with it?
What do you
You
mean?
don't agree
I don't think about anybody having black slaves is acceptable.
What do you think about Muhammad saying that you should kill someone if they call him black?
I mean, depending on what the term black meant, but I mean, I'm not really feeling that. If it meant black like me, then I'm not really feeling it. What do you want me to say, bro?
Well, this is.
Like,
I want your opinion. I want your honest. I want your
My
honest opinion on it.
I'm not
Or
feeling it.
You
That
don't
sound
care.
nice.
You don't care about it.
I'm not a Muslim, bro. Do you get
Okay,
that?
but
Do you get that part of
but
it?
do you care about the black side of it? I'm talking about your black brothers and sisters. This is what I'm talking
Do I
about.
care about black people?
Yes.
Yeah, I care about black people.
Right.
I care about people.
So would you want to see your black brothers and sisters following a religion that is racist to the core and not try to get them out of it?
To be honest, yeah, the way I'm feeling right now, yo, brother, can you do me a favour, please, brother?
With me?
I can't hear it. We're gonna move away, then, innit?
Don't worry about it. Don't
Anyway,
worry, bro. Don't worry.
how do I feel about my brother supporting
Yeah.
religion that's against them?
Yeah.
If it's truly against them, then I would advise them not to follow a religion
Okay.
that is against them.
Okay. So your mind's not made up whether it is racist or not. That's your point.
No, it's not made up. No.
Right.
No.
So here we go. This is why I'm reading these things to you,
But-
to gain you, so you can make your own mind.
But how does
You
that
your
make
own mind
me a
up.
mule?
I'm not
though?
trying to.
I hear that. There's two different things. You
because-
said I'm a mule giving dawah, and now you want to know.
Unfortunately,
just don't mix the things up.
Okay, unfortunately, like I said before, dawah is not just calling people to Islam. Dawah is siding with the Islamic faith against anybody that is non-Muslim.
You want
That
to
is- that is dawah.
tell Muhammad Tawheed that then?
Muhammad, sorry? Muhammad Tawheed, what? What do you mean?
No, there's people that would rather propagate the listen, I'm trying to explain something to you.
Yeah, go on,
There's
I'm
people that will
listening, bro.
propagate the lie that I am anti-Islam and an enemy of Islam. Yeah? And then there's you and others that would say I am pro-Islam and a mule of Islam.
No, what I said was, I've said it about 4 times, and I want you to really pick this up what I'm saying.
Meantime, I don't care about none of your religions, especially not now. It's too late, man. I care about, if we were talking about black people and their lives and real life, I don't want to talk about sky daddies.
I don't want to talk about the religion.
I don't care. I'm not in religion, bro.
Well, unfortunately, they go hand in hand.
Okay, cool. I hear you out.
That's the discussion I asked you.
I hear you out.
Now, the reason I'm talking to you...
I'm just going to say this disclaimer. People are putting me off religion.
The reason I'm talking to you because I can see that you're not fully drawn in. I've said it about 5 times.
I'm not drawn in by anything. Not fully. Not even half. Not even a little bit drawn in. I'm not drawn in by nothing.
You have been. By the first time you spoke to me in the park...
Yeah.
You remember that? No. You don't remember the first time you spoke to me in the park?
I maybe called you dad and said where you been.
No, you didn't say that. No, you didn't say that.
Why didn't you answer my calls?
I was speaking to Adnan Rashid. Right? I was speaking to Adnan Rashid. Right? Right? Brother, 1 second. I was speaking to Adnan Rashid. Okay. And because I was attacking Islam, right? What you did is you came in and you made a comment. You made a comment to Adnan Rashid, right? And I think what you said was, this is a newbie. He won't last long. That was 1.5 years ago. Do you remember you said that? No. That's on camera.
You know I got banter though, innit? I'm a guy.
Oh, it's police.
I don't mind banter. I don't mind banter.
You're insulting them. You're insulting them.
I don't mind.
These guys, what's he
I don't mind banter. I don't want to be talking to. I don't take just banter. The only reason I'm mentioning it.
Why are you lying? Why are you lying?
The only reason I'm mentioning it.
He's lying.
Who's
got a knife?
No, that's nothing, man. I don't business about it. Now, the reason I said this is because rather than because I was attacking Islam, you weren't neutral. You sided immediately with the Muslims. That's what you did, brother. Now I don't listen.
It may have been that I don't know you. Listen, it may have been. Can I explain?
That's what you did.
Can I explain?
Yeah.
It may have been that I didn't know you, yeah. I came over. Maybe it may have been something you was listen, because I can't remember. Yeah, maybe it's something you said or something you were saying.
This is not personal.
Please let me finish.
Please
let me finish. Please let me finish.
You can search everybody. Yeah? No one's got a knife.
It may have been. Oh, this is too much distraction. Do you want to move away, bruv? It may have been something that you said or the tone that you was using, and I came with banter. Because to be fair, I've no business defending anybody's religion. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a religious person.
Understand what I mean?
And the more that I come down here, let me finish.
Yeah,
the more that I come down here, the more I put off religion full stop. Right. Now let me tell you something. I try to be sympathetic as a human, yeah, to anybody, and I listen, and I'm a logical person, yeah. But what happens is the minute that you show a friendliness or a lack of friendliness, because you don't know how many people have come and whispered to me about you. Why you cool with him? Why do you like him? Rare. So it's like everybody thinks that everyone else is against them or everyone else is siding with the other side, and I'm the most neutral man. Yeah.
This is why I'm speaking to you.
Okay, but
this is why I'm speaking to you because I want you to put your foot down. Surely,
you're not a good listener.
Surely, on one side or the other, brother. When it comes down to black people, people and Islam. Now I could be wasting my time here.
You're not wasting your time.
Right.
I want to have a conversation.
Right.
With you.
So yeah, go on.
The key word is conversation. And I'd like you to be better at listening to me, if that's possible.
Right, let's go to the hadith. Let's go to the hadith. Let's go to the hadith. I want your opinion. Yeah, that's fine. I want your opinion about the hadith.
Okay, cool. I'll give it to you. I'll give you my honest opinion. Go on, let's go.
He's not a Muslim. He doesn't know anything about it. Why would you want to get him in trouble?
Now, this is Bukhari 693. The Prophet said, listen and obey your chief, even if an Ethiopian whose head is like a raisin.
A raisin head one, yeah.
What do you think about it?
I'm not feeling that. What do you mean? Why would your head... Well, I don't know what... But I've asked this question myself, and I've asked, what does it mean for your head to be like a raisin? What does that mean?
You don't think that's a derogatory statement or racist statement?
I just want to... Before I come to the conclusion and pull out my racism card, see, this is the type of person I am. I want to understand, what does it mean?
What, raisin head?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay, what that means. Let's take away raisin head. Because what we're talking about here is we're talking about the Muslim authorities talking to the Ummah, talking to the Muslims, saying if you have a chief, right, even if that chief looks like him, you must follow him. Now, what you have to understand, when you make a kind of statement like that,
convert him to Christianity.
yeah, exactly.
We're trying to convert him.
Exactly, brother. Right? So when you make a statement to say, even if he looks like him, it's immediately derogatory. So the raisin head is not important. But if you go back to the raisin head, it's obviously a racist comment.
Okay.
Obviously. Now, when
So
a black person,
let
me finish. Then you can come back. When a black person becomes a Muslim, right? They are brothers. They are brothers. They are brothers.
You know what? I'm quite sound sensitive, you know. Like I swear down, all this noise.
You have to be able to block it out.
In my head. No, I don't want to
block
do
it out.
Because
You have to be able to block it
It's
out.
gonna piss me off. Why does man pick behind me to start screaming about another religion? All this religious people,
It's
bro.
got nothing to do with it.
This is too much. But go on, carry on, man. We just moved
You
from
wanna-
over
you
there
wanna-
because
you
the
wanna-
guy was
you wanna-
screaming
you wanna end the
religion over there.
conversation? You wanna end the
I want you to
conversation?
carry on, but like I'd like to move back or move forward or move away from him. For comfort, innit? I wanna be
We can
comfortable.
move over there.
Yeah,
You
man.
wanna
let's-
move the stuff
do you
over
mind?
there?
I just don't want to hear the shit in the back of my head, man. It's annoying, man.
Can you move the stuff over there?
You should be asking the Muslim about this stuff. It's got nothing to do with each other.
But I like the conversation, and I will go through all your hadiths and I'll give you my honest opinion.
Why discuss anything about Islam?
Why you being so defensive, bro? Why are you being defensive, bro?
Which one?
Islam is
Which
racist.
one?
Islam's
No,
racist.
you're racist.
Islam is
No,
racist.
you're racist, Ken. Come on.
And
man.
I'm bringing out these hadiths. I'm bringing out these hadiths.
Yeah, so what's
Right?
the point?
Right, so
What's
you can
the
have a
point bringing it to him?
subjective view. You can have a subjective view
Yeah.
about it.
Okay.
Not with the heckling. You're
It's not heckling. I'm just trying to tell you. Why
Right.
don't you discuss it with
Now-
the Muslim? Or are you trying to make him hate Muslims or
Now,
Islam? He already knows his stuff.
No, I've
Jedi
never once
knows his stuff.
spoken
He asks these
against
questions already
Muslims.
to Muslims.
I've always spoken against
You're wasting
Islam.
your time.
Right?
But what you
Do
said
not
now,
be gullible
if I
with
wanna-
this narrative that you're hearing.
you don't want to be like
Right?
him. If I want to be like him, if I say
Okay.
bodybuilder, say I want to be like him.
Why is it so
derogatory?
uncomfortable
No,
for
it's
you
not-
to
it's
listen
not
to this stuff?
uncomfortable.
Then listen.
Talk to someone who got
Right.
knowledge.
Now, when we go to another hadith, now if it's just one statement,
Talk to a
you can say,
knowledgeable
okay,
Muslim.
he just made an off-the-cuff statement about one black person and that's it. But when you have
Talk about
when you have
jihad.
Islam, when you have black statements strewn all the way across Islam, then you have to start thinking, right? So let me go to another
He's a
one.
hate preacher, that's why. Isn't
Right, Ishaq. This is Ibn Ishaq. This is the biography of Muhammad, page 243. The apostle said, "Whoever wants to see Satan, let him look at Nabta.
Yeah.
He was a sturdy black man
Is that
with
authentic?
long flowing hair,
Is that
inflamed
authentic?
eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks."
Read, is it authentic?
So Muhammad's saying, if you want to see Satan, look at that black
Go
man.
again.
No, it doesn't
Describe
say
the man.
that.
Describe the man. If you want to see
Is it-
Satan,
Let him take a look at Nabtal.
yeah.
B. al-Harith, he was a sturdy black man with long flowing hair, inflamed eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks.
But that's not the quote though. Where the quote is.
This is the quote.
What's in quotation marks?
No, this is the quote, bro.
What's in quotation
book?
marks, bro?
Which book is that? Is it in the
What do you mean what's in
It
quotation?
only goes up
Whoever-
to the guy's name.
whoever-
Yeah? The description is not in quotation marks.
This is the okay. This is the
That's fair
biography.
though, right?
He adds,
From what I'm
he always
reading,
adds.
What are you saying?
From what
are you
I'm
saying
saying,
that
it
falls
says-
outside the quotation mark.
in English,
Yeah.
when somebody's being quoted, it says the apostle said. So then there's quotation marks
Yes.
opening, yeah?
Yes.
And it ends at al-Harith,
Yeah.
the quotation marks.
Yeah.
Then the description, he was a sturdy black man,
So who's that description of?
All I'm saying is, I don't know who gave that description though.
This is
is
Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq, the biography of
Is it
Muhammad.
Sahih?
It's not always.
Adnan Rashid
Okay.
uses
Is it authentic?
Okay, go on.
Right?
So-
now he'll separate himself from
Is
it.
it authentic?
Now that he's
There's
heard
many
it.
Is it
narrations
racist?
are
Is
not
it racist to
authentic.
say that Satan would have the appearance of a black man?
Okay,
Is it
this is
authentic?
two statements.
Is it
Is it
racist to say that
authentic?
is it racist to say Jesus would have the appearance of a black man, or Muhammad
No,
would have the appearance
no,
of a
but
black
then
man?
if you say Jesus looks like Satan because he's black, then you have something to discuss.
That narration.
Like,
Then
come
you
on,
have
did
something
hear-
to discuss.
I hear where you're coming
Yeah.
from, yeah.
It's not
and I'm
authentic.
just trying to
Then you
clarify.
have something
Yeah?
to discuss.
All I'm saying is this, yeah. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
If everybody in these stories was black, yeah,
They
everyone,
are.
yeah. Well then, Well, you said the Palestinian. You said certain man's Palestinian.
No, I'm reading hadith now.
Everybody in the story, if everybody in
Is
these
it
stories,
authentic?
if majority of these people in the stories are black, or dark skinned, then I'd have no problem with someone saying that Satan looked like a black man, God looked like a black man, Jesus looked like a black man, Muhammad looked like a black man. I'd have no problem.
I don't see your point.
My problem is, my point is, I'm not really getting the derogatory bit. I'm saying if you want to know what he looks like a black man.
Right. So you don't
And
have.
I could believe that.
You don't have a problem.
I believe that if there was an angel called Lucifer, and blah blah blah, and he was created in God's image, similar to we were, I believe that he may appear like a black man. Why not? It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me read you another one.
Thank you.
Bring authentic hadith.
Now this is Ishaq again, right? Now Ibn Ishaq is a biography of
Ibn Ishaq
Muhammad.
is authentic.
Just Google it and you'll find out how authentic. It's part of the Sirah.
Okay.
Right? There's a Quran, there's a Hadith, and there's a Sirah.
Which
it's called the
hadith?
trilogy.
Who narrated it?
The Orthodox Muslims, they'll use all three to gather about Muhammad's teachings and his life in order to follow him.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now this is Ishaq page 244.
As he's lying, he's calling the prophet. Yeah.
Right, this is Ishaq 243. There comes to sit with you a black man with long flowing hair, ruddy cheeks, and inflamed eyes like two copper pots. His heart is more gross than a donkey's.
Was he black? Or because he's just got a gross heart?
Well, I'm looking to you to put it together yourself. Because why do you need to explain his colour all the time and have a derogatory statement at the end of it?
Are other people's colours explained?
There's no other colour here?
No, I don't mean that. No, 1 second. Please, please let me ask my question.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm saying, in any of these books, are other people described, like for their looks, their colours, their hue,
well,
whatever?
This is the thing. If I'm challenging any Muslim to bring to me where a white man is described in a derogatory fashion.
There's Abu Lahab, his uncle. He called him the devil. Look.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Now I've got this is number 4. Now everything black,
uncle.
everything black.
He's going to hellfire
Listening, bro.
forever.
I'm listening, yeah?
Stop
Everything
lying.
black is derogatory. Now Muhammad said that a black man will invade the Kaaba. This is this sacred ground. This the cube they run around like and worship in Mecca.
You don't worship
Bukhari, what you prostrate to it. Bukhari 1595. This is narrated Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas, who was Muhammad's cousin. He's called the interpreter of the Quran, so you can't get a better source than this. The Prophet said, as if I were looking at him, a black person with thin legs plucking the stones of the Kaaba one after another. So now they said a black man's going to destroy the Kaaba. A black man's going to come and destroy our sacred ground. Right? Now you don't have to describe him. You don't have to describe him as black. You could say some man is going to come and destroy our ground, but you're describing him as black. Everything negative is focusing on black color. Let's go again.
Like no.
A black woman is a sign of an epidemic. Sahih Bukhari, the most premier hadith, it says narrated Abdullah. You're throwing things at me now, bro.
No, give me a number.
The number is 987-161. Bukhari 987-161. Narrated Abdullah. The Prophet said, I saw in a dream a black woman with unkempt hair going out of Medina and settling at Mahaya al-Jufa. I interpreted that as a symbol of an epidemic. Now you don't have to describe the colour once more, but you describe it as a black woman, and that's a sign of an epidemic. I haven't seen anybody being described as a white person or olive person with any of these derogatory statements so far. Right? Now I'm not saying that Muslims are racist. I'm talking about the deen of Islam, and it's coming from Muhammad's own brain.
What about Bilal?
Right? Bilal was a slave.
Was he?
Yes.
And who freed him? Who freed him?
Muhammad never freed him.
Who freed him?
Muhammad never freed him.
Who freed him?
He asked Muhammad
Who
to
sent
free him, and he kept
Who
him
sent
like a
him? You know
slave
so much.
when he died.
You know so much.
Now,
who freed him and who sent who to free him? No, answer.
What about the Prophet's
No.
Why did Muhammad not free Bilal?
He sent, no, he did free. He sent
He did not free
Abu
him.
Bakr
He
to
did
pay
not free
money
him.
to free him. Because
not
he was
free
getting
him.
tortured. And who was the first
No,
person
it's a
who ever
question
went on
as
top
well.
of Kaaba?
Is it?
It was Bilal, nobody else.
Is it true
The
that?
reason-
Is it true? 1 second.
go on.
Is it true that Muhammad swapped 2 black slaves for 1 white one?
There you go. I'll read it to you now, bro.
Anybody?
I'm gonna
Is
right
that
here
true?
now.
You're not sure if it's true?
He's a liar.
You've heard of
I
it?
will check it.
You've heard of it? Because I spoke about it.
He's lying to you in your face.
This is why you don't give him energy, you know
He's
that?
lying
innit?
to you in your
Just be
face.
real, innit? Just be real. We don't need to hide. If it happened, it happened. If it's in there, it's in there. But don't give him room to say you're a liar, innit?
No, this is the one. This is the one, bro.
Yo, brother, did Mohammed got 2 black slaves for 1 white one?
He's the number 1 Sahabi.
Yes, he did.
He left, he went back to Habasha. He went and preaching Islam in Habasha.
He was being crushed by a stone, Bilal. And
Yeah, by the Kuffar, by Quraysh.
Yeah,
And then he was free, and Bilal went back to
Colour is
Habasha.
irrelevant.
He went back
Well, it's
to
relevant
Habasha.
so far, and I've only read 4 hadiths. I've only read 4 hadiths. Now this is Al-Tabari. Now Al-Tabari, if you listen to Shamsi, he will call Al-Tabari as one of the best authentic sources of a scholar. He'll go to Tabari or Tamiya.
And the description of Moses as a
There is no difference between black and white.
Volume
Only
2,
by piety.
Volume 2. That's what Muhammad wrote to get black people to join Islam.
No.
But when you go to Saudi
what your
Arabia, you see
white
how black
master
people are
taught
treated over there.
you for you
They're
to
called
become a
Abid.
Christian.
And slaves are
That's
brought
how
from
you
Ghana,
were.
and
Your ancestors
their
were
passports
slaves
are
for
taken
white
at the
men in Africa
airport,
and in
and the
America.
women are throwing themselves from the top story because they're enslaved. That's why our black people are treated. You have Muslims over there that are saying there's no human rights in the Middle East, right?
Who took black
Now,
people back to America?
Al-Tabari, Al-Tabari,
There's no Sharia.
they get paid.
Muslim lands.
They get paid.
There is no Sharia.
Al-Tabari.
Sharia, then it has to be just.
There's no state.
I'm just going to keep reading.
Keep reading your.
Now this is Al-Tabari, Volume 2, page 21.
People go to Saudi and get paid more. People from
Yeah, but he's
the
talking about slavery, bro.
People from
He's
the
talking about people that are
Philippines.
enslaved in Saudi Arabia, though.
Is it authentic that
He's talking about women
This
that
is
are throwing
Tabari.
themselves
This
on
is
buildings
Tabari.
because they're slaves in
Tabari,
Saudi Arabia.
I'll give you the reference
Okay,
again.
sorry, excuse me. Go on. This guy doesn't have no idea about slavery in Saudi Arabia.
It might not be authentic.
He's lying to you.
I don't.
He's lying to you.
You don't.
Have you seen
You spend 2 seconds on Google and you can see it.
Slavery, yeah.
Bro, I'm saying here, listen to this very carefully.
there is.
I must start really balanced like this in the middle, yeah? If man's gonna lie to me and start doing, I don't know.
There you go. Why lie?
If man's gonna start that, then
Why
you're gonna
lie?
see me like this, innit?
Why lie?
Then you're gonna, like, just be honest, innit?
I don't
Let's
lie.
see now, this is a good test.
There
This
won't
is a
be
good test. I just want honesty, innit?
Jedi.
Don't hide anything, even if you don't think it
I am
favours
not
you.
saying anything
Don't hide anything,
apart
please.
from reading
doesn't
hadith.
even know
You
that.
don't
I want you to
fair
make your own mind. I'm not saying anything apart from saying, hold on, there's a common denominator in everything I'm reading.
Tell him.
There's a common denominator in everything I'm reading. So I want people to make their own mind
They
up.
have slaves.
Everything you're reading is
All the
now.
black Muslims who have got half a
Even now.
brain,
I have
make
my
your
own
own
people when
mind up.
they want to do Umrah.
Right? Now,
half a brain.
that's good for you. 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 But there are black Muslims over there that have been duped. They've been duped, right? And they're going to use their own brain to escape that cult. Right. Now, I'm going to read another one. You have Al-Tabari, like I said. Now, this is talking about Africans. Volume 2, page 21. Ham, right? Ham was son of Noah.
Yeah, it was cursed in your Bible.
Now, this
In your Bible, it's
Ham would have the descendants of Africans.
Yep.
Is that due to a slave, due to a curse in the Bible?
Yes.
I don't think you should use Ham as an
Ham, it was
example.
cursed in your Bible.
Don't use Ham.
Ham is cursed in your Bible.
Don't use Ham. I'm listening. Don't use Ham.
Right. Now,
Yes.
the reason I'm saying this,
Yeah.
I am not talking about my own opinion. I'm reading what the Islamic sources
What
say.
does your Bible
So you say
say?
to Islam, don't use Ham.
No. What does your Bible say about Ham?
Say to
I
Islam,
will,
don't
I
use
will
Ham.
do when I talk to a Muslim.
Yeah. But what does he say about
Well,
now?
I'm
You're
going to read
Christian.
the hadith then,
Okay, go on,
because
go
it's my right to read the hadith.
Can you read what the Bible says about sons of Ham?
Ham, right? Africans begat all
Ham.
those who are black and curly haired, while Japhet, Turks, begat all those who are full-faced with small eyes. Shem, Arabs, begat everyone who is handsome of face with beautiful hair. All the Arabs look the best and created the best.
Who said this?
Noah, this is what Tabari is saying. Noah prayed that the hair of Ham's descendants would not grow beyond their ears. And that when
Al-Tabari.
Tabari, volume 2, page
just a book
21.
of history
And that whenever his descendants met Shem,
It's a book of history.
It's just
the
a book of
latter
history.
would
Is it Islamic
enslave
history?
It's
them.
not hadith book.
Is it Islamic
So that
history?
means,
Islamic history.
so that means Shem,
Tabari came after. think it's about
Shem, who are the Arabs, would enslave blacks. And if you go to Ibn Ishaq, page 450, you'll see,
Tabari, I think, came about 900
right?
years
It
after.
is your folly to fight the apostle, for Allah's army is bound to disgrace you. We brought them to the pit. Hell was their meeting place. We collected them there, black slaves, men of no descent. Okay. And you have the narrative again when you go to Bukhari, volume 6, 60, 80. You have it explained by Abu Huraira. The verse, you are true Muslims and the best of peoples ever raised of mankind, means the best of people for the people as you bring them with chains around their neck to embrace Islam. Now you need to understand what happened when Islam invaded Africa. You do have, I will stand here and say you do have, when Islam got to Europe, you had panic from the whole of Europe saying if Islam goes any further, then Spain will all be taking Shahada. So that people appealed to the Pope, and the Pope sent the Pope. You can Pope Gregory. Look it up for yourself. Pope Gregory, right? Now, what
Salam brothers, Salam brothers. Where's Ali Dawa?
What happened was the Pope sent out the Crusades, and they did false Christianity on a lot of people. There were a lot of false conversions through that Pope, right? But that wasn't the dean of Christianity. That was a desperate attempt to get Christians together to beat back the onslaught of Islam, and it's only through that Islam was defeated and pushed back out of Europe.
Muslims that were already in
Right?
Spain.
Now anybody can look this up for themselves.
It's the Spanish
When you look at the dean
Catholics,
of
they came
Christianity,
and started
I always
cutting
say
people in
dean,
half.
the teaching of Christianity, we don't
Jews
force
and
our
Muslims.
Christianity on anybody. When you look around the world,
laughing at you, man.
you look around the world,
Making a
from
fool
when
of yourself,
Islam spread, it was all about three choices. You convert, you pay jizya, or you die.
What the Spanish Inquisition is?
And this is still going
What
on
is the
today.
Spanish Inquisition is?
Now, I'm going to carry
What
on.
did they
brother.
do?
They turn the minarets into toilets, man.
Toilets, and if you don't convert, they cut you in half.
Listen to this. This
Spanish Inquisition, the Catholics, they were cutting people in half.
This is Mishkat.
Liar.
Even the Jews had to escape them.
Mishkat
Jews had to run away.
al-Masabi
Jews, they all came back.
by al-Tabrisi, volume 1. Blacks can never be true Muslims. That you are destined because you are black to go to hell, and that Allah designed and created you black for no other purpose than to thrust you into hell with all the other black people on earth.
What is Adam mean?
Now, I'm going to read the reference again.
This reference, like, is this, what is this?
This is the
This is
Mish.
hadith, yeah?
This is Mishkat. Yes, it's
You know the
another.
Tabari thing, they're saying that it was...
Tabarisi. They'll say it's a
Tabarisi.
weak hadith.
No,
They'll say it's dangerous.
no, wait.
Okay, go on.
All I'm saying, they were saying it's a history, it's
Sorry?
a history book, and it's not hadith. That's what they
Tabari's
were
history
saying.
book, it's not
They'll
hadith.
tell
It
you
came
anything.
300.
I
Read
don't
it,
know.
find it.
To
It's
direct your
300
focus
years.
away from what's
It was
written.
in the 10th century.
Now, I want you to just look at the
10th
common
century
denominator.
Hijra.
Blackity black.
Thank you.
I heard
No,
the
10th century AD.
Now-
Why are you lying?
It's a blackity black, yeah? Outside Valley.
Blankety blank.
Blackity black,
But
yeah, I
he's
hear
shooting
it.
blanks anyway.
There's a lot of negativity in what he's
But
reading.
Tabari-
A lot of negative connotations towards the colour black. And I've asked this question before. Renee,
Why do
yeah?
black people
Tabari is
become Muslims?
300 years.
Whether it's
This is
authentic,
what I want to understand. Why black people
Bravo,
become
man.
Muslims?
Why did you become Christian while you're cursed in your Bible?
Why do black
Why
people
you
become
become a
Muslims?
Christian while you've
You
been
have
cursed in your
hadiths,
Bible?
read more, man.
Why are you going to follow a racist man?
Your Bible is
hated
racist
everything
towards
black.
towards Africans.
He even said that the black stone was white when it was a meteorite and came down.
And it turned black.
And it
So-
turned black
So,
through the sin of people.
let me
I'm not
explain
feeling
one thing.
that still. Not if you're going to call me black. I'm not
Everything,
feeling that. If you're going to call me
everything
black,
about
if you're going to call me black
blackness
or
in
Aswad,
Islam
It's a
is
description.
derogatory
I
and
know,
negative.
but like I've noticed this in general in English even. Do you know what I mean? Like black is associated with negative things, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
really.
Dark is,
white-
yes it is.
Look,
Yes,
I'll
it is.
tell you what.
Yes it is.
I'll
No
tell you
wait,
what.
don't
I'll
tell me
explain
to leave.
what.
I'm a black man.
Yeah, no,
I'm a black man. I'm
Can I
telling
give you another hadith?
Brother,
One
one
thing.
second. I'm just saying it. I'm not saying it's exclusive to Islam. I'm saying
No, no.
in language,
Yes.
I've noticed that the black has been associated with negative things.
Yeah, even here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a
everywhere.
white
You know, it'd be
Everywhere.
different. It'd be different, right? If you had
Everywhere.
If you had it undercover, if you had institutionalized racism,
No, I'm not saying this. I'm not
if you had
saying that.
institutionalized
Word,
racism,
word.
But
if
when
you
a
have
dead
racism
person-
when you walk down the street
Jedi.
and you see someone looking at you like you're gonna
Jedi,
rob
brother,
them,
let me just
you
give you
can pick up racism in many different shapes or forms throughout society. We as black people know we're under the cosh, right? But when you have it written down,
Like the Bible.
through
have the Bible?
scholars,
Like the Bible.
directing
In the
the
Bible.
Ummah
In the
to
Bible.
treat black
In the
people
Bible.
in a derogatory fashion, when you have the
There's a
literature
black man-
of
black man
Islam
praised
Curse.
in the
speaking
Bible.
derogatorily
curse.
about black
There's no black
people
man
Yeah,
praised
been
in the
cursed.
Bible.
all
in your
through the
Bible.
ages.
I can't defend this.
Right now, I'm going to read you.
I can't say whether this
Now-
is right. Well, let me say.
Look,
let me
yeah,
talk.
go on, brother.
I can't
Go
say
on,
whether
go
this is right or
In
wrong.
Islam,
What I
we
do know
Yeah,
is
go on.
I am not in position to defend this. The reason I'm not in position
I'm
to
not asking
defend
you, I
this
just want your opinion on
is
it.
I'm not a Muslim.
I just
Yeah?
want your
I'll tell
opinion
you
on it.
something.
Cool.
When
Yeah?
we see white, we
What your opinion on
white
it?
is horrible to us. You
Now-
know why? When a dead person dies in Islam, we wrap it up in white linen. When you see that, we get scared. That's white. Kaaba is covered in black. It is a beautiful place. So stop interpreting stuff
Yeah,
with your own
Kaaba's
mind,
covered
while
in
black
black.
people,
reading hadith.
sons of Ham,
I'm
they've
reading
been cursed
hadith,
in your own
and
Bible.
he's telling me I'm
You are
interpreting
cursed.
stuff.
Simple.
I haven't interpreted
Why
anything.
you
I'm
don't
just reading hadiths.
That's not
And it
hadith.
upsets you.
Lying.
Prove to me I'm lying.
When we we
Right,
see
no
that
proof.
person
And this is the
covered
thing.
up, wrapped
It's-
up
it's-
in white
this is the
linen,
thing.
when we see
Why you
wrapped up
didn't
in white
defend
linen,
something?
we know
Tell
that he's
me-
going to die. We're all scared because we don't want to be seen white wrapped up
Tell
in...
me,
Come on,
right,
man.
that
And
Islam
Kaaba is wrapped up in black.
treats black
and that's
people
holy place.
with
Does
the
Muhammad have a
same
white face
fairness.
and white
with
arms?
the same
No.
fairness.
And white armpits?
It
Listen,
treats
if you're
Arab
covered-
Muslims.
Did Muhammad have white armpits?
Listen, there's
Why
loads of
are
hadith,
black
brother.
Muslims
There's no different
coming
hadith.
Don't
from
say what you're
mosques
saying about white,
with
though.
stories
because
of
that's
being
how we
Well, I can't
treated
even have a
like
conversation.
second-class Muslims?
Later on.
Why?
I'll try it, but you know.
Because even when they
Later on we'll
convert
talk
to
in it.
Islam, they are seen as abid and slaves. Even when they convert. Oh yes, you're a brother because you're a Muslim, but you're still abid, you're a slave. You're a slave and you're nothing better than a slave.
He's forgetting that sons of Ham.
Now, this is my own personal opinion and what I've heard, but I'm reading you Islamic sources.
I ain't covering
Make
up,
your- make
I ain't
your own
covering up
mind up.
nothing for no one. I'm not defending anyone. I'm not speaking up for no one. Like, if anyone wants to come and defend their faith, they can do that. Do you know what I mean? Feel welcome. You lot
And
over
I
here.
agree,
I'm
Jedi,
just
he always
listening.
questions
I'm
Muslims,
just
and
listening.
I know,
You know what I
I'm a
mean?
witness.
Yeah.
He always questions Muslims.
In
about this,
America,
about
I've been
you
on-
have a white church and a black church.
Okay.
Yeah? They don't mix.
Of course they don't mix.
But if you go to a mosque, you can stand
They
next
don't
to...
talk about white man
you can
going
stand
killing
next
all
to a
black
black
people in
man.
the church.
You can
No
stand
one
next to a
mentions
white
it.
man. You can stand next to a European man.
In a mosque,
And
we all
stand
together.
I've got a Muslim brother
Yeah.
that told me when he went to a mosque, people didn't want to touch their feet next to his.
Yeah, but listen.
So there's
No,
different sides.
Jedi,
Brother,
I do it myself.
Let me speak. Let me
Never
speak,
seen that.
bruv.
I do it
Let me
myself.
speak, bruv.
Yeah, go on.
Please, yeah. There's different.
Or Islam.
Let him speak. Go on, Jedi.
What I'm
say
saying
so,
is, this
brother.
brother just made an example
yeah.
about the white and black church. No one defended that.
yeah.
Even though I went to church as a youngster,
Yeah.
and I stood with white and black people. Yeah. And I know people in America
Okay.
that stand with white and black
Okay.
people. So I don't think what you said was entirely accurate. I'm giving, and
does
then
exist.
I'm just trying to give the balance. I'm not saying that who's racist, who's not. I'm not involved.
We don't have
Yeah?
a black and white.
I'm not involved.
white-
I would
no.
say,
We don't have a
black
and white
people.
mosque.
Black people, yeah, you need to start concentrating on liberating yourself.
Right,
Whoever
exactly.
your sky
Yeah.
daddy is, one
Exactly,
second.
stop being a Christian and
One
hate each
second,
other.
one second.
Exactly.
Whoever your sky daddy is, that's your sky daddy, that's your business.
colour should
but
be
your,
relevant.
Your position and your standing on earth, yeah, is what you need to be really focusing on, yeah? Your kids and your legacy. So right about now, the black man is in danger. The black woman is in danger, disrespected by most people. Yeah, there's Arabs, there's whites, there's Chinese, there's other blacks, there's Caribbeans that hate Africans, there's Africans that hate. There's so much of it. Yeah, so for me, I would say instead of arguing about religion, we need to argue about our standing on earth and try to advance.
No, you have to look at the
that's me.
sources.
So
you have to look at.
you lot got
you
your
have to
belief,
look at.
'cause
You
it's
have
like
to look at
Christian,
the
Muslim,
Look, listen.
and I'm in the middle, and I'm like, yo, none of you lot are gonna make me
bro.
free.
No,
None of you
bro,
lot
I
are paying
disagree.
me.
Because it'd be different. We can all have our opinions, but I'm talking
Jedi, you know
about.
that thing
I'm
touching
talking
feet?
about
I don't let
literature.
people touch my feet.
I'm
Why the
talking
fuck
about
me?
teachings.
They bug me.
When you have
black or white.
teachings that are teaching people this stuff, then you have to question it and attack that teaching. You can have your opinion about the way black people to operate in society, and I'm down with that.
That's what's more
Right,
important
but
to
when
me.
you go to the literature, you have to burn that literature because that's only propagating the racism. Now I'm going to read other stuff. Now I've already read the hadith. I'm I'm going to read you what scholars of Islam have said through the centuries, from the 7th century all the way through to the 15th century, when the Ottoman Empire was on shaky ground, so the scholars had to go underground. They couldn't write what they were writing anymore.
No one has that right.
Now you have Ibn Khaldun.
Yo, guys, please, brothers, yeah. I know like passions are high and that, but I would like this to like sound good when we listen back to it. Please, if you don't mind.
Just want you to hear the stuff, right? Now and give me your own opinion on it. Now you have, right? I'm just going to read through all of them, right? Now, let me finish reading all of them. There's about 4 or 5 here, and then
We have a conversation.
you have the conversation about it.
Can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question?
Yeah,
before
go
you do? What you're talking about now, do you believe that this is Islam or do you believe this is cultural? Just so I understand your perspective, are you saying both?
Both.
Both.
No, not cultural. Racial, racist, right? When you have a cult, a deen, separating people based on color, then it's not only a bad religion, it's also a bad way to live socially. So Islam is both political and religious, right?
Okay.
You can't separate them. Right? But let me read the scholars. Let me read what the scholars say. Ibn Khaldun, 13th century. He was an Islamic jurist, Islamic lawyer, an Islamic scholar and theologian. Therefore, the Negro nation are, as a rule, submissive to slavery, because Negroes have little that is essentially human and have attributes that are quite similar to those of dumb animals, as we have stated. Now, this is all being written when Islam is now subjugating African people, because they're coming into contact with Africans, living their own life
But they did in the time of the Prophet.
by the land.
But they did in the
And
time of the
Arabs
Prophet.
are now writing about black people in Africa.
Are
Right?
you super jealous?
Let me finish reading what I'm reading, then we
let
can
him
come with
finish, yeah,
opinions. Right? Ibn Khaldun, Muqaddimah, 14th century, beyond. So you know this guy.
Yeah, the beginning.
Beyond known peoples of black West Africa.
What did he say?
Let me finish. Rappers came to Islam last week.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, just let me. Sorry.
Beyond known people.
Who?
Rappers.
What are you telling him because he's black?
No, because he's saying.
Let me finish reading.
Yeah, let me finish.
Ignore
Let
it.
me
Ignore
forget
it.
about that side.
Beyond known
knowledge
peoples.
here.
Beyond known peoples of black West Africa to the south, there is no civilization in the proper sense. There are only humans who are closer to dumb animals than to rational beings. They live in thickets and caves and eat herbs and unprepared grain. We're living off the land here.
What black people live? What black people live in caves?
Right? They frequently eat each other. Talking about cannibalism now, of course. They cannot be considered human beings.
But you didn't say where he got his source from. This isn't
Okay,
from Islam.
this
This
you
is
can
someone's
check all
opinion.
this. You can check all this
did
stuff
he get
out.
it?
No.
You can check all this stuff
Alright,
out.
cool. All right.
Right? Ibn Sina or Avicenna, 980 to 1037, was among other things a Hafiz,
You know why I love this? You know why I love
Islamic
this?
psychologist,
This is good. You done me a favour, thank you. I
Islamic
like it.
scholar, and Islamic theologian. Blacks are people.
love
Blacks are people who are, by their very nature, slaves. Right? Ibn Qutaba, 828 to 889,
yeah.
was a renowned Islamic scholar from Kufa, Iraq. Blacks are ugly and misshapen because they live in a hot country. Ibn Qutaba, again, 828 to 889. Well, you can check them out.
No, you have to
You
give
can
us.
check them out.
Where do we check them out?
You can check
Where?
them out. Of course,
Where?
they're going to be
man.
weak hadith.
Can we finish? Can we
They're
finish?
going to be weak hadith.
Can we finish this, please?
It's going to be
Can we finish
daif.
this?
Islam is daif.
Can we finish this?
You
Can we
dive.
finish?
No.
I don't even want to hear from you, man, bro. To be honest, I don't want to hear from you, man. I got my own opinion about you,
Now,
and black people and Islam.
Nasir
So please, just be
al-Din
quiet.
al-Tusi,
Nah, these two here, man. I got my own opinion
1201,
about them. So it's cool.
1201
Yeah, I know.
to 1274.
Vocal, guys.
If anybody
I'm not
wants to
hearing it,
take
bro.
snapshots of these sources
Yeah.
I've read, they're welcome to do so. Take them away, come back and refute me. Right? If all types of men are taken from the first, and one placed after another, like the Negro from Zanzibar in the southernmost countries. The Negro does not differ from an animal in anything except the fact that his hands have been lifted from the earth, in no other peculiarity or property except for what God has wished. Many have seen that the ape is more capable of being trained than the Negro and more intelligent.
Are we still in Ibn Khaldun?
Nasir al-Din al-Tusi Tasawarat.
When was that written?
You heard of this guy, right?
Yeah,
You know who this is.
Tutsi.
Tusi Tasawarat. You know this. The Zanj, which is the Africans, differ from animals in that their two hands are lifted above the ground. Many have observed that the ape is more teachable. I think I've read that. Al-Masudi 896 to 956 was a Muslim historian.
Are these hadiths that he's reading or just
These
like...
are all scholars. These are Muslim scholars.
Cool.
Through the centuries.
Scholars? Scholars?
These are all scholars.
Scholars?
Through the
Scholars?
centuries.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
scholars through the centuries.
Scholars.
Right. Okay. Now this is Al-Masudi, and he's an historian, a geographer, known as the... Of course, he's going to separate himself from Islam. They're not Muslims.
They're Muslims, they're not Islam.
That's what he's saying. Of course
They are.
They're Muslims.
I hear you.
When was that written? 1300.
Right? He was a Muslim historian and
I want to know. I just want to know.
geographer known as the Herodotus of the Arabs. Galen says that the merriment dominates the black man because of his defective brain, whence also the weakness of his intelligence. Al-Masudi Maruj al-Darab, a man of discernment, said the people of Iraq do not come out with something between blonde, buff, blanched colouring, such as the infants dropped from the wombs of the woman of the Slavs and other similar light complexion, nor are they overdone in the womb. Until they have been burned, so that the child comes out something between black, murky, malodorous, stinking, crinkly-haired, with uneven limbs, deficient mind, depraved passion such as the Zanj, the Somali and other blacks who resemble them. The Iraqis are neither half-baked dough nor burnt crust, but between the two. Those are the scholars. Now I've got another page full of scholars, more or less repeating the same thing. Now I've read you Hadith, I've read you Sirah of Ibn Ishaq, and I've read you scholars writing from the 7th century all the way through to the 13th or 14th century. Now, like I said, it'd be different if you just had hearsay, if you just had something in society where you had to blot out, something hidden. But you haven't accepted. You haven't accepted
degraded.
Bunch of literature written by scholars, written by Muhammad, and written by the biographer of Muhammad, propagating the degradation of black people.
How can it be biographer of Muhammad in the 13th century?
Centuries. Why are black people Muslims?
Okay, so from my point of view,
I
I do think that you have some good points. I do think that there's a lot of negativity in a lot of religious books when it comes to denoting black people. That might be because of who's behind writing it or who's influenced in it, I personally would call all people to look at religion, all black people especially, to look at religion and find whether it enhances their lifestyles. And if it does and it works for you, then fair enough. If it doesn't work for the wider community, then you might want to consider changing your religion or moving away from religion, whatever suits you. I was raised as a Christian, and I come to find out that when I look at early Christian writings and some of the people that spearheaded some of the belief systems that we have now, known as modern day Christianity, there's more than enough racism for me to be satisfied that they're racist too. Yeah? Would you agree with that?
Sorry, repeat the ending again.
Would you agree that looking in Christianity, at some of the historians, some of the writings, and some of the people that have claimed to have represented, maybe falsely, maybe correctly,
based on colour,
they have displayed racist views? Do you believe
written about it based on colour? Can you show me any?
I'm not going to do that. I just want to know.
Okay.
I just want to know. Have you?
The Quran itself.
No. I'm talking. No.
It's
I'm
all
talking.
over the Quran.
Listen. Listen. The point I'm trying to say to you is this. Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? Because
Hold on,
it's a
yo, guys.
fallacious argument you're talking
It's
about.
not a fallacious argument because we could just talk about the good ship Jesus that took slaves across the seas.
Do you want to talk about that?
No, we could talk about the standardized slave Bible.
Standardized
Slave Bible that was used by slave masters to convert slaves to Christianity. But what I'm saying,
I've already said that there was false conversion.
so this is what
But it's not in
let me finish.
Christian
No,
literature.
bro, you spoke a lot.
He's
You
not-
spoke a lot. You spoke a lot.
Go on.
Yeah,
You can read it to him.
like
so
anybody.
he's just-
One second, bro.
And got glasses.
Anybody that and I don't want it to be a thing.
No,
of,
no,
I'm
go
just-
on, go on,
I'm
go on.
deflecting
I'm
to
listening,
Christianity. I'm saying from me, as a holistic view, when I look at religion, I can see a lot of the people that did early writings. Yeah, even down to Gandhi. Yeah, a lot of people that spoke early about black people seem to have racist views. Yeah, that's a fact across the board. Yeah. Now that does not necessarily mean that I'm going to say Christianity is racist. It doesn't mean I'm going to say Islam is racist. And whether it is or not, what I'm asking people to do is come to their own conclusions, use their own minds, but please don't think that religion is the only way for you to go and the only way for you to get peace in life or freedom. That's me personally, yeah? Everyone else has their own opinion. Now, another thing I want to talk about is why I thought... One second, please, man, let me speak. 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 You can go back to anything I said. Another thing I want to speak about is why this is so poetically justifying for me, yeah? To have you here standing here and to have me here, and I want to ask people at home that have accused me of being an Islamophobe, do you see a difference between our stances? Do you see a difference between a critical thinker, a man with an open mind, a man that's not afraid to challenge and ask hard questions, and somebody that has a negative view of what you believe? Yeah, because this is what we need to differentiate. The reason why I'm saying this is this. Yeah, 2 days ago I was talking with my mate. Yeah, and there was a group of like 4 or 5 guys walking down the road. I was chatting with my mate. They took a couple steps. One of the guys looked at me, went to his bedroom, and they all turned back. So I say turn back and they came to me. I came out. Yeah. And I was like, what's good? Man was like, oh yeah. Oh, you're Jedi, innit? I said, yeah. What, speaker's cooler? Yeah. Oh, I heard you're an Islamophobe. Oh, yeah, I see you red. And it's like they wanna do something, but I was in a situation for me to defend myself very well. And we're not in speaker's corner. I'm a different person. I just want to let people know, innit, yeah? This is why religion, I've been turned off religion so badly by coming to Speaker's Corner, yeah? By dealing with Muslims, and dealing with Christians, and dealing with this man and that man. They have put me off religion. Individuals, what? No, don't cut me. Individuals, yeah? Not necessarily the books. I've not even had the chance to read through any of these stuff, yeah? It's not the books. The people, yeah? You yourselves are responsible for turning people away from religions, yeah? Me, I'm an open-minded person. I was sympathetic. I don't want to hear... I get so bored when I hear a man talking about religion. I was the #1 Islamic supporter, apparently. Yeah, I had racist DFLA guys, yeah, pulling up in cars, saying, you fucking Muzzy lover. I've been through it all outside of the park. And still at the same time, I've suffered some of the worst, bias and disgusting treatment from the same Muslims. And then I've got man say, see, we told you the Muslims to turn on you. Yeah? Same way, I've had bad treatment from Christians in society. People that have a Bible in one hand and have hate in the other hand, prejudice in the other hand. So as far as I'm concerned, as a majority, yeah, most of you are doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Hold on.
Any Christians here that have been giving you hatred?
No, do you know what? Yeah, let me be perfectly honest. Yeah, I can't really think of one Christian that has given me hatred in this park.
What about Muslims?
Yeah, there's loads.
Why do you think that is?
Because for whatever reason, they seem to believe that man is against their religion because a man thinks he can diss me, and I told him about his mum and Like, I got these 2 brothers here. These 2 black brothers here, yeah, that will go and stand with Ali Dawa and that, instead of coming to chat to me as their black brother and say what's going on and have a man bust jokes about, yeah, well, we brought Eesa out because he's our black friend, and be putting me down.
He's a token.
Yeah, he is a token. He is a token.
Muslim.
1 second, let me finish. He's a token. You are a token. You are a token. You are a token. You are a token. But fortunately for me, I've got Muslim friends.
When he
fortunately for me, I know black Muslims, innit? Yeah, I know Moroccan Muslims, I know white Muslims. Fortunately for me, if it was down to my man, I might end up like Cain.
I want you to understand.
Thinking, no, what's going on here? But I'm an open thinker. So when you talk about
When a mufti came here,
he wants to cut me. Don't cut me.
second.
I was making a statement. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you. If you say Eesa was a token. Now, Eesa's a good guy. Yeah. I've had conversations with Eesa where I've invited him to so-called pro-black movements in the park where we said, yo, come, let's discuss our blackness and issues surrounding it.
Nothing
And he's
to do
told
with
me
religion.
that he loves it. I know. He told me he loves it, but he can't because some of his Muslim brothers are going to criticize him and give him a hard time because they've told him not to come. He didn't have the strength that he has now. Over the years, I've seen him grow up to be a fine young man, yeah, outspoken and strong. But he uses outspokenness against me, yeah, to support some other guys, yeah. And I believe that their intention is actually racist behind it. They even made the joke because it was so obvious. Oh, he's my only black friend. You went online, and let me tell you something, yeah. When you went online, the funny thing, these five guys that approached me yesterday, guess what they'd watched? Even your black brethren, Eesa. This is exactly what they said. I didn't want to speak. I wasn't even going to speak it up. The other day I was online. I was so mad, but I was like, I'm not going to say. Even your black brother said that you came for issues. You came with the intention to antagonize and for issues. Yeah. And a couple of days after that, after he was on the salam thing, me and him sitting on the table at a wedding, and he's not saying nothing. This gives me a bad impression of certain man because I'm like, what is it that's making you act like this? Is it your brothers? Is it the religion? Is it what? We have to understand how you lot have to understand how you lot, yeah, make me look at religion as somebody that's unbiased. Now we have someone that's like Cain, who is to this side, to the extreme. Look at yourselves and think, have any of you, or do any of you in the wider community,
anything prejudice,
do any of you in the wider community do anything,
I don't care what it is.
Please, do any of you do anything to promote the view that he has? Just like we look at the Tommy Robinson supporters. Is there anything that you lot are doing to promote them? If there is anything, if you give them... Yes, I am. But I don't like this timer thing because I'll just talk on. Please respect me, Cain. Please respect me, Cain, because I'm not an idiot. I didn't come here just to chat to you, bro. I didn't come here to chat to you. You wanted to speak to me. You spoke for ages, and I was on point.
Go on,
manners and everything. So I've been working on my manners, just to not give anyone any excuses to chat shit.
Go on, I'm listening.
Boom. Anyway, all I'm saying to you is this, yeah. Please be aware of what you do in your lives day to day, yeah, that gives people like this the energy. When he first approached me, he was completely...
People like this?
Yeah, your viewpoint. You're my brother. You're my brother. Yeah? When you first came, yeah, and you spoke to me, you said, Jedi, I want to speak to you about being a mule of Islam, about doing dawah.
Direct.
Direct and straight to me. And I said, you're false, you're wrong, rare. And it was so absurd. As he's gone on, people around have actually strengthened his case. Yeah, and I just want people to be aware of that, innit, yeah? Please be aware of what you are doing. Religion to me is no interest. I didn't come here to talk about religion. I come here to help some of the brothers, like get their platform up, the rest of the circle, and then I was gonna keep it moving. I'm not interested in this, in all of this. Left, right, up, down. I got my own issues going on in my life. I don't care, bro.
I want people to be aware.
Let me say something.
I want people. I just want to say one thing, right? There was a mufti. There was a mufti that came here last year. Munir. Everybody remember him? You remember him? See him smiling. Yeah, no, he remembers him, and I remember him. Eesa, I remember. He's not a Muslim. He's not a mufti. He's a mufti scholar, right? And if you go on the internet, you're strengthening my case. If you go on the internet, you will find that he's a scholar. He was invited over here as a black scholar. He was invited over here as a black scholar. And I watched with disgust. I watched with disgust as Ali Dawa and the Sheikh shuffled him, right, away from a conversation with Asif. Now the reason...
Man out the way, get out the way. This is the point I'm making.
Let him come and defend.
Get down on the camera. This is the point I'm making.
See,
this is the point I'm making.
Right? Now...
See? Look, look, listen. This is the
care
point I'm making. Nah, man.
You can see what's happening. Now the situation was this black man, right? I could see in his heart that he was a. You get a lot of Muslims who just love God. A black man had found God in the religion that he thought, you know what, this is for me. And he loved the deen, he loved God. You get a lot of black people that ring up Christian Prince and they hate the fact that he's attacking Islam because they love God. They can't understand why he's doing it. They can't understand why he's doing it. So you have a mufti come here with that kind of a genuine love for God. And he spoke to a Christian, and this Christian asked him a direct question. You could see the sincerity in this mufti. And when Asif asked him a question, Ali Dawuud was standing here, the sheikh was standing behind him, listening. You're a black man, you're a mufti, you're a scholar, you know more than us, but we're going to tell you what to do. As soon as Asif asked him that question, they shuffled him away.
Who told you he's a mufti?
Everyone can see on camera what happened.
How do you know he's a mufti? How do you know he's a mufti? Trying to listen a little bit more than just shouting.
Look up the internet.
Yeah.
Munir.
Yeah.
Last year,
you said there's a scholar. You called Shamsi's a
black
scholar.
Shamsi's
not a scholar.
Came here.
Big up
Shamsi's a scholar. Shamsi's not a scholar. You don't have to. Who's your scholar? Your scholar.
Shamsi's another liar who always runs from you.
He never runs from you. Everyone debunks you. Everyone debunks you. Everyone
all I do is read his hadiths and he runs.
Yeah, big up Shamsi because you always destroy
He's a good guy, man. Shamsi's a
no,
good
he
guy.
lies to you. And maybe you
Shamsi's a good guy, man. I don't care, man.
Maybe now you're confirming what I said initially.
I like Shamsi.
Because now you're believing what he's saying to you.
If he likes a
Because I
person,
know
he's confirming.
personally.
Did you hear me say big up Shamsi is a good guy? You're saying I believed what he said to me.
Why is he a good guy?
Because I like him. He's got
You
good
like
manners.
people.
He's got good manners and a good personality.
That's because the Deen of
And
Islam
respect people.
says to you, right, that you should go and smile to somebody. Now to a Muslim, right, you're a dirty kafir. I want you to understand this.
I understand.
No.
I understand. I am.
So
yeah,
if a Muslim knows
dirty, that's extra.
If a Muslim, the dirty is extra. Kafir,
yeah, but
I've been
you're a
called.
filthy
I've been
kafir.
called.
No, it's not filthy. You're adding it on.
Hold on. I've been
You're a
called. I've
filthy
been
kafir.
called.
Why are you
I've
calling
been
him
smiling
filthy?
and joking with you. I want you to understand that
You're
he knows
insulting
his
the guy
deen.
now.
He knows his
It's
deen.
not
lying.
I'm a
And he
smart guy. I
knows
know what I've
that
got
while Islam is weak, you
just gotta be balanced.
You're
You
weak.
gotta be
smile
balanced
in
in
your
life.
face
You're
and
weak.
hate you in the
Folks,
heart in order to
be
do
balanced.
dawah
Be
and
balanced.
draw you into Islam.
He's weak.
balanced.
He can't preach about his religion.
Don't let your
He
ego.
attack
Don't let
Islam.
your ego.
You seem to
hadith.
forget.
Don't let your
That
ego.
people have to challenge
Don't let
you.
your
You
ego
seem to
make you
forget because
make you biased. Yeah. Don't let your ego make you biased.
The only
shout.
point I'm trying to make
We
is
can all shout.
why
Be honest.
are
This
black
guy's a
people
liar. Black people
Follow your heart.
following
Africans
this religion?
your
cursed
mind.
in the
Follow your
Bible.
heart.
I'll tell you why.
The
I'll tell you
Bible.
why. I'll tell you
Listen,
why.
We're all
Africans
giving-
are
we're all
cursed in
giving
the Bible.
conscience, yeah?
Why don't you talk about that?
This is
Explain
not religion.
Explain that.
Is this what you
Why
like? You
don't we
don't
talk
want?
about
Is
it?
this what you want for
Come on,
yourselves?
Cain.
Come
Let's
on,
talk
man.
about your
I don't want
religion
none
now.
of this.
Let's talk about your religion
I
now.
don't want none of this.
Let's talk about Africa.
I don't want any of
Yes.
this. This is not for me.
Why are
fine,
black
Jedi.
people
Let's find Jedi.
following
You-
Not for me.
a
Let's talk
man
about
that was
fine.
obviously
But he can't
racist,
answer me now. Let's talk about your
that
religion now.
had propagated
About the sons of
his
Ham.
scholars to write
Let's
against
talk
black
about your
people
religion now,
for
about sons of Ham.
centuries. That
Let's
now
talk
still
about sons
black
of Ham.
people are
Let's talk about
denigrated
sons of
on
Ham.
Arab comedy shows.
Let's talk about
Even
sons of
today,
Ham.
Black
where
people.
where
Let's talk
Arabs
about sons of
paint
Ham.
them
Yeah.
paint their faces black
Yeah.
to denigrate
Listen.
Somali
Let's
people
talk about
and
sons of
Sudanese
Ham.
people.
This guy likes
Today,
to shout.
in
He
the
does a shouting
21st century,
competition. We can all shout.
if this was
We
happening
can all shout.
in this country,
You're not making
there'd be
sense.
uproar.
You're not making sense.
But in an Arab
You're a hate
country, it's
preacher.
acceptable.
Yeah.
It's
Listen.
acceptable.
Acceptable what?
Because it's a black person.
What's
And
black?
black people are looked down on.
Yeah.
When you become a Muslim as a black person, yes, you're a brother. But like I said before, how are you
Anyone in
treated?
Islam
You're
that
treated
is
like
not a Muslim
second
is a
class.
kafir. Kafir means it's an
Why
unbeliever.
we
It's
Rule
an
of Islam.
unbeliever.
Why are we
That's what
talking
it
in
means.
generals though? Why we hold on 1 second? Why are we being so general? Because it can't be. It's not everybody, innit?
No. He likes to
No, I'm
generalize
talking about the
everybody.
deen of Islam.
No.
And,
What,
and
what
the
do you
ones
mean
who
by
are
that?
orthodox,
Cain.
the Muslims who are
Cain.
orthodox, who know their
He got
deen,
Cain last
who
week,
propagate their deen, know about this. And they advance it.
Know
they
about
know how
what?
to come to a man like you, or somebody that's maybe hasn't hooked
You
himself
lie.
into any religion.
I have so
and do
many.
dawah to
I have
you.
so many
Because they know
Christians and
they
non-believers.
know how to do dawah.
I still call them brothers.
They know how
I
to
meet
do
them at
dawah
the
to the
gym.
black people.
I don't have to. He doesn't have to be a Muslim.
They know how to go
the
into
gym.
prison
The guy
and
is
do dawah
he's
to
a
black
Christian,
people now
he's
that
an
are searching
atheist. I
for
still call
God
him, how you doing,
and get them
bruv?
to hate the white
doesn't have
man
to be a
who
Muslim.
got them to
He's
stab
lying.
some person
He's
because
lying.
they have no opportunities in life.
You're a liar.
And get them to do
You're a hate preacher.
shahada and go and
You're a hate
get
preacher.
them to do shahada in the prison
Yeah,
cell
yeah.
and then go
Because
and beat
you
up
can't
somebody
convert anyone.
who's doing a drink in Ramadan in another cell.
Yeah. Listen.
Fact.
Listen.
Does that
Listen.
happen?
What's that?
Fact.
Fact what? What's fact? What's fact?
Black
You've
people,
been lying.
Stop being puppets of Islam.
Black people don't be puppets of Islam. White man's religion. This guy, no, he's shouting, we can compete.
White man's religion.
He's
not refuting what I'm saying. He's just calling it a white man's religion. And the black people that are ignorant, listen to that narrative.
Who gave you Christianity?
It's true.
Who gave you Christianity?
This is his point, though.
Refute what I'm saying. Refute what I'm saying.
Who gave you Christianity?
I've read you a whole list
Yo, what is this?
demonstrating black people. Now,
Guys, can we have a conversation?
okay, I want to ask one question. And then I'll give way. I just want an Islamic source,
You do shouting
an
competition.
Islamic
That's what you do,
scholar,
shouting match.
an Islamic writing,
Let's talk about
an
your religion
Islamic
now.
hadith,
about
talking
Sons of
good
Ham.
about black people.
Let's talk about Sons of Ham.
I just say one thing.
Talking good about black people.
Can I just say one thing? Can I just say one
And
thing?
then I'll walk away.
Yeah.
One second.
No, you can't walk
Listen,
away.
listen,
Talk about
listen.
Sons of Ham in the Bible.
Listen,
Why can't you face
sick,
it?
if you're sick,
Come
yeah,
on.
if you're sick of hearing religious people, yeah,
Ham will
shouting
be
and
enslaved.
screaming all up in the
curse.
videos, yeah, come to
Bring
death
the
row.
verse.
Yeah, this is too much now. Man them,
Bring the verse.
listen, man them, stop the gang warfare thing.
Yes.
Stop, bruv, 1 second, bruv, please.
You can carry on. I'm just here to speak.
You're
Man, you just
misconstruing
want to
what's
talk,
going on, brother.
I'm not going to get in an
I am
argument.
head on attacking the racism.
Yeah,
And black people are
he's
becoming
actually innocent.
pseudo-Nazis
Why you
by
gonna add to the
following the
noise?
cult of
Why are you
Islam.
going to add to the noise?
Because of
Black people are
Christianity.
going around wearing jack boots, right? Just because they're looking for identity.
This guy thinks he's right by raising his voice. Let's talk about Sons of Ham before you run away.
This is where I'm coming from.
Before you run away, let's talk about Sons of Ham.
What do you do for young little black kids?
I just want
What are
one
you doing?
Islamic source.
What
One Islamic source.
are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you do for young black kids in gangs?
One second.
Nothing.
One second, brother. I'll speak to you. While I'm going to speak to this guy. Brother, wait a second. Wait. I'm going to speak to you, brother.
I'm giving you your own medicine. You don't like it.
Brother, no.
He can't
I'm
answer
gonna
you
speak
anyway.
to you. I'm going to engage. You're not listening. He's not engaging. He's not engaging. People are engaging what I'm saying. I'm willing to listen. Are you going to listen?
Hold on. Are you not
listen to me?
doing a campaign for atheists or something? Are you trying to put everyone off
Don't worry
religion?
It looks
Don't
like
worry
it.
about
Come on, guys.
That's why people live in Christianity
Brother,
every
you
day.
have no one
lead
to
with
blame except
example.
yourself when you stand before Jesus.
Lead with example.
You can't blame
That's your
everybody
wishful
else.
Lead with
thinking.
example.
That's your wishful thinking.
Now,
That's your wishful thinking. Jesus
I will
died for your
engage with
sin.
what you're saying, brother.
Wishful thinking.
Now, meanwhile, I speak to this brother here. Remember what I've asked for.
I've got it here.
No, he's asking a question.
I've read your whole list of derogatory writings and literature about black people.
Who's the first
And I would like to see some good literature about black people from Islam.
And what did he do on top of the camera? No one can stand on top of the camera.
No, I don't want to chat. You had your opportunity to chat before you went and sat with Ali Dawa. Get out of here, man. Stop your black clock crying, man. You can talk on camera, I can talk on camera. Go back to Ali Dawa. Salam, brother. Salam, brother. Go back to Ali Dawa's round table, man. Stop your black clock crying, man.
He's been fed.
He's crying,
He's been fed and he's coming to you.
He's crying.
See how I mean? You've been fed and he's coming to you now.
You're playing in the middle like a devil. You just
been
winding
fed,
up,
he's coming
lighting
to
up
you now.
fire. Why would you want to do
Exactly what I
that?
mean.
Why would you want to do that?
No,
You're the devil in this conversation.
Use your own brain.
You're the devil in this conversation.
For so many
You're the
years,
devil in this
hundreds of
conversation.
years. And now you're following some fake
He only
cult
shouts
getting you to hate
because
white
he likes
people.
to shut people down.
What's wrong with you?
I know this.
Yo. Hear what I'm saying?
He's the devil in
Think
this
for
conversation.
yourself.
Hear what I'm saying?
Think for yourself.
Calm down. Everyone calm down. God doesn't need all this anger. God doesn't need you lot to be this angry. Yeah, he doesn't need it. So just calm down. Don't let your egos lead you over here, man. Let's talk, man.
Like this guy's a devil, lighting up fire.
Let me listen to what his brother says.
Man's dying. I like how Easa's dying to chat to me now.
By him is lighting fire, it's no good. That's the devil. When there is two between two people, conversation, third one is the devil.
Put religion to aside.
What
What are you doing about knife crime right now? What are you
None.
yourself doing about knife crime?
Nothing.
How are you
What's
into that right now?
any of these religions doing about knife crime?
Yeah.
Right, now I'll
What's
tell
any
you.
of you lot doing?
A lot.
You lot tell me.
No, hold on.
You both tell me what you lot doing.
Cain asked.
Don't tell me about hood. Don't tell me about hood. Okay, I don't want to hear about hood.
This is all intertwined.
Bruh, come on, man. Come on, man. We're
Are you
fine.
just gonna
I'm
pump it
very
out
sure that
and
you
you don't want to answer?
Don't tell me about hood, though.
Shade though.
It was shade.
I didn't listen. What was that shade?
Shane, read that.
Why?
Don't tell me
Why
about
you
hood.
do that?
Tell me what you guys are doing.
I don't know.
Talk to me.
He won.
There's no shade at you.
The source, the Quran itself.
Are you in hood?
22.
So what's the shade?
See what this is?
22.
Because it's a Muslim.
Read
It's a Muslim.
it. Read it. Read it.
It is.
Don't just
There's
direct
no
me
Muslim.
what you want. Yeah, I'm not
I
stand correct.
Stop using that as weak card.
I was going to speak to you, right? And I was engaging with you.
a
I'm
weak
coming
card.
to read it.
Can someone go first? Can someone go first and the other one
wanted to.
talk next?
Look,
So we can get some. Can
and
someone
the
go first?
mind
And
you
the other one go first?
signs in his sleep that you take a night and day
What's this, bro?
by the
What's
day.
this? What's this?
Quran.
Yeah.
No biography,
Yeah.
no rubbish.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
And make for your livelihood out of
Hadith
it.
is rubbish.
Boss, please.
Do you understand? No, the rubbish that you come up with. Rubbish that you come up with. Okay? Verily. Let me start all over
I'm a
again.
very bad you. I'm the worst you. I'm the worst you. A man have to know that. Yeah, I'm a good guy.
Don't
Clean
let
heart.
them wind you up and see you go.
I'm not
That's
wounded.
my whole point,
You're
bro.
gonna tell me don't get wound up. You've been screaming the whole time, Cain.
But that's my thing.
Yeah.
You know that's my thing.
I know it's your
And
thing.
if I was going to fight, I would have fought somebody
Yeah,
already
cool, but
in this
I'm
park in a
not
year and a
wound up.
half.
I'm not wound up.
Know that.
Yeah, I'm not wound up. I'm not wound up.
Read, let me hear what he's saying. Let me hear what he's saying.
What are you doing about napkins?
Let me hear what he's saying.
Yeah, they're reading like the Quran.
He's got something good about black people here from Islam, and I'd like to hear it.
God treats everybody equal. Yeah.
He's reading from the Quran, isn't it?
Yeah, he does so, black. Yeah, yeah.
God bless you.
It does.
Come on,
Man,
focus on this.
It does.
Derogatory and all
Yeah,
this.
open it up.
The Quran, it doesn't say that. Okay? The Quran says, and amongst you his
He's alright. He's
signs,
man in the camera. He's
his
right.
signs in the creation of the heavens and the earth.
Yeah.
And the
the
variation
in your languages.
in your languages
And
and
your
your
colours.
colors. Verily, in that are signs for those who
So
know.
what does that mean to you?
Explain
now,
that to
let
me.
me- let
Give
me
me your
explain to you.
interpretation now.
Let me.
Okay, let him talk now.
Yeah, explain it now to me, please.
What's their reference?
Right, now, yeah, read
Reference
the
is
reference.
chapter 30, verse 22.
Now, this is what I want people to. I want people to understand.
Yeah, go on, explain it.
There are few verses in the Quran.
Nah, he needed that. He needed that, bro. He needed
Yeah.
that.
There
Good
are
ones,
few
innit?
verses in the Quran that speak of a oneness through color. Now, Muhammad.
So what is the difference in
You
the
don't listen to my
Quran?
answer.
Yeah, why are you going to Muhammad talking about
You
the
wanna-
Quran?
you don't. You don't want
Quran.
He knows I know. He knows I know.
Yeah, but let him respond. If it's not good,
And then he's proving my point.
Your point is nothing. You're a liar.
There you go.
There you go. Come on, bro.
No worries.
Manners. What's
I
it?
asked him to interpret it.
Manners. Let's
Explain
have
that.
manners with
It's
each
on
other.
somewhere else.
You know, we all.
I am educating people who may not know
You can't educate
the
no one.
directive of Muhammad
You're
in
not
writing this
educated
verse.
yourself.
Don't forget, it says
You're not educated to educate
Too much
anyone.
ego, man. There's too much ego. Let's get. I want some
He's
info.
asked me. He's asked me to comment.
I want
I
some
asked you about
He
this.
asked me to comment.
Comment on this.
So I'm going to comment on it.
Yeah, cool.
point.
Let him respond.
You can read.
I said there are many verses like this in the Quran, which is and this is what the fodder is that gets black people to join, because black people, they go, hold on a minute, there's all these hadiths about raising head and this, and then you have people like Shamsi, the Orthodox Muslims, who run to a verse like this to show you how it's inclusive of all colours.
Tribes, nations,
Right?
colours.
Now I want you to understand something. Right? Muhammad, right, was a politician. He was going to write whatever attracted people into the deen.
Okay.
Right? He was going to
saying
write whatever attracted people into the deen. Now, remember, all the scholars are writing derogatorily
No, we're
about
talking
black
about this
people.
source. You asked for a
But
source.
Muhammad
Asking
is
about
now-
this source,
brother, no,
you've
no,
gone.
Muhammad is
boom.
now
That
saying,
was we call
don't
you
worry
saying
about
Bolt.
that.
You run faster than him. Come back
Look
here.
what Allah says.
Come
Look what
back
Allah
here,
says.
bruh.
Look what Allah
That's
says.
the most
Come
important.
and join Islam.
That's our creator.
You see now,
That's our
the
creator.
black man run over to Ali Dawa.
saw
Look
that.
what Allah says.
I saw that.
Look what Allah says.
I definitely
Look
saw
what
that.
Allah
You
says.
can't do this.
Right? And this is how black people
You
get
can't even
duped.
answer to this. You guys
Now,
like
once
Usain
they
Bolt.
join Islam,
never seen someone run
once they
fast.
join Islam,
You can
they
beat Usain Bolt.
realize when they go into a mosque how they're treated.
to do with anything.
But that's got nothing to do with
They realise that when they look into the history of Islam
Is that you?
and the modern slavery of Islam, which is mostly directed towards black Ghanaian and Sudanese people. Today, if you go to Libya, you can buy black slaves. Today, if you go to Egypt, you can buy black slaves.
Can I ask you a question?
Right?
Today, Cain, let me ask you, yeah? Because
cultural.
Wait. Is that a Libyan problem? Is it a political problem, or is it a religious problem, or is
It's a
it all of
religious
them?
problem because slavery is part of Islam. Scholars say it's in the Hadith.
Muhammad had a slave.
Yeah, no, listen, it's in the Quran. It's in the Quran as well.
Come on, I told you, man, just be real. You didn't deny it earlier.
No.
You didn't deny it earlier.
If anybody comes against it, they are stupid.
The Jedi say we said.
Bro, listen. Like I said, yeah, we just want to be honest, yeah? We didn't deny it earlier that Muhammad...
Did he change?
He traded them, yeah? He traded the 2 slaves for the 1 slave, yeah? The 2 black slaves for the white slave, yeah? Now, I'm asking, did Prophet Muhammad have owned slaves?
Had servants.
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a
Because
servant and
servants
not a
has got a
slave.
wife, getting
Slave.
and has rights.
Slave.
Has
Not the
rights.
slave. The
Don't let him
convict.
nice it up to you.
Nothing.
Not the type.
Sugarcoat it to you.
Wait,
Slave.
Wait,
That means if he tells you to do something, you got to do it. Slave.
Speak.
He just said not the type of slaves that we associate with the African American slaves that were brought from Africa.
What kind of slave is it then, brother?
Servants. They had rights. They could have
Rights.
Did they have a
Oh,
choice?
those slaves could marry, though.
Did they have a choice?
Slave, the transatlantic...
There you go. Thank you.
Transatlantic
Thank you.
slave. 1 second. Yo, guys.
Could those slaves be raped?
Transatlantic slave trade, those slaves could marry. I'm just saying, they could marry.
Okay, I'm saying these slaves these servants had much more rights than the slaves.
Let's
that were
compare
getting
the
brought into-
rights. I
let's
want to hear
compare the
that.
rights.
No one's going to just tell me something now. Let's compare that. I want to know.
Black chiefs throughout West Africa, rich chiefs of their tribes had slaves and servants.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm not saying this right. I'm not saying
So
this
now,
right.
are you saying slave is wrong?
Don't get wrong.
Of
course it is wrong.
Are you saying slave is wrong?
Omar ibn Khattab
Hold
said.
on. So therefore, Islam is wrong because
Hold
slavery
on. Are we
is propagated
Is there
in the
anybody
Quran.
here? Hold on. Is there anybody here that thinks that they can condone slavery by saying that, but they were allowed to get married?
Thank you.
Is there anyone here? No.
Muhammad encouraged the freeing of slaves.
Okay. Did he free slaves himself?
He abolished slavery. Let's just...
What if he run into? He says something and runs off.
Swear. There's a
Are you
hadith.
coming?
Did
Tell
he
him the
Tell him the hadith of Omar ibn Khattab because
man. Did he free slaves himself?
Let me. While he looks
He
that up,
did, even Umar.
Listen, while he looks that up,
Yeah, he
Cain
did.
asked.
He freed slaves.
Cain asked for
That
a
is Omar ibn
source. He
Khattab.
asked
You know
for
what
a
he said?
source.
He saw
When I gave him
someone
that source
they
in the
were taking
Quran,
slaves.
what did he do?
Multiple
He
voices.
moved the goalposts, and what did he say? He said, "Oh, this was only because Muhammad was trying to get people into the religion."
right.
Well,
He was always changing his
you
mind.
asked for a source. I gave you a
You
source.
gave me
now
one
you're
source,
giving
and
your
now
own
I've
subjective opinion.
refuted it
Now you
because
gave your
of the
own, no.
myriad of other sources,
That's your opinion.
including
That's your
up to
opinion.
modern
That's
day
your opinion.
times, where
That's
black
your-
people are enslaved
You
and
asked for a source.
denigrated.
You asked for a source.
Right?
You asked
As
for a
a
source.
part of Islam.
You asked for a
As a
source.
part of
You
Islam.
asked for a source. The Quran is the source. Once I give you that, you come up with another
Yeah,
excuse.
no, Bob, you have given me and I've refuted it.
How? By your own subjective
calm down,
opinion.
Ken.
All right,
Look at
so,
the camera,
so,
look at
so
the
are we,
camera.
hold on,
Look at the
are we still going point for point, yeah?
but
Like, let's not lose
I wanna
ourselves.
talk- I wanna talk
Let's
about
not
the
lose- I wanna
cursed
talk about the
sons of
slavery.
Ham in the
Yo,
Bible. Can you talk about the cursed sons of Ham in the Bible?
He's going to come with hadiths about black, Muhammad freeing
when he
slaves.
comes
Because what I was saying is,
So
yeah,
you-
like, I just wanted to like get to the point of like, okay, you're saying Muhammad had, you want to use the word servants, but is it allowed to use the word slaves? Is it Abid? Did he have any Abids?
No.
No.
I'm not going to.
He did.
I can't.
Give evidence. Give evidence.
Give evidence, please.
Come
If
on,
you can.
please. You said he
Give
did.
evidence. I just want to know.
No, give evidence.
Already quoted
Give
about
evidence.
him having 2 black slaves.
No,
How many
give
others did he
evidence.
have?
Okay, those 2 black slaves that he swapped
many
for them.
others
Let
did
me
he
ask you a
have?
question. Those 2 black servants that he swapped, were they his, yeah?
Yeah,
course
they
they
were
were.
working for him.
Okay, cool. Could they leave?
Even
Let
one
me
of them,
ask
even
you-
one of them, he told him to go.
Let me ask
He
you a
said,
question.
no, I want to work
Let me
for
ask you a
you.
question.
He gave him
before,
freedom.
Listen, he gave him freedom. So, what's the opposite of freedom? Bondage. So they were in bondage then.
Some of them, one of them told
They
them
were
to
in
go,
bondage
isn't it?
then.
Well, if they want to stay and work, where are they going to go?
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. This is
Doing
what I
them
mean.
a favour, he's
One
doing them a
second.
favour.
This is
doing
this
them
is
a
what he's
favour.
saying. You gotta be on it. You gotta be
I'm
honest.
raping their women.
If Muhammad has slaves, he has
Practically
slaves,
men.
bro.
But the-
If he had slaves, he has slaves.
They
Just
had
say he
nowhere
has
else to
slaves.
go.
Yeah, but the
They had nowhere
history
to go.
says they were servants. But if he's going to put the word in slaves,
Could they leave?
that's
Hold
another
on.
thing.
Before you said Muhammad gave them, gave one of them freedom. Yeah, that means that before Muhammad gave them the gift of slave of freedom, they must have been in bondage. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now let's not pretend like they weren't slaves then.
I'm not pretending
If they
I'm
couldn't just walk away and leave on their own without getting permission, then I would suggest they were slaves.
I haven't read about that yet.
What would you agree?
I
Anyone
haven't-
agree?
I haven't read about
You
that
ain't
yet.
read about it.
I'm
Okay.
not going to. But
Has
I will
anyone,
answer you.
has anyone read about this part?
They run away, bro. They run away.
No, we don't run away. We're still here.
Muhammad
We're
has
still here.
Bro, you know I got love for you, man.
I
But
know,
this is
me
the truth
too,
I'm
bro.
talking. It's the truth I'm talking.
Yeah, and this is
not
how you
against
do
you.
it. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
against you. It's against.
We always had
It's
debates
against the
with
cult.
brothers,
It's
yeah?
against the cult.
So,
We stayed here by
yo,
ourselves all
what I want to know is, because sometimes I feel this. Remember, he asked me over there, and he said, "Oh, when it was asking about the hadiths, and you was asking people, how did you feel?" This is how I felt, like this, like no, like when I start looking for people to confirm something, they're like, oh, like there's no one around.
Me by now, tell you I know.
And why is that? Because that's the truth that maybe isn't in their favour.
Maybe.
And then I don't like that.
But you see,
I don't like that. If he done the same, I'd be on the same
See when he
thing.
was talking about the Zinja, Ibn Khaldun said. Ibn
I'm
Khaldun.
asking you
One
guys.
second, one second.
We
One
believe
second.
that Prophet never had a slave.
Jedi, you
Myself, I would
you
be.
know.
If he was now existing, I would be his slave.
One
I would
second,
love
one
to.
second.
Do you understand?
Jedi, you know when he quoted Ibn Khaldun talking about raising heads and the Zinj?
Yeah. The Zanj, yeah.
There is another hadith talking about us, the Amazigh. They call us the barbarian because the way we speak our language, the Amazigh language. There is well, not narrations, but the writers.
So the same kind of
yes,
writers.
about us, the Amazigh people.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's racism, though.
What's this?
And I bet you guys are quite dark
What's
in
this?
colour.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
The guy that wrote it, I bet he was much lighter than you. So then there's racism in his writings. So you're
course
kind of
there is.
confirming what
Of
he's
course
saying.
there is.
You agree on that point?
listen,
there?
I disagree with how Islam came to North Africa in the first place. How they took our, sabaya and like young kids, women, and the gold and the wealth, and they destroyed things.
Okay.
And the Berbers, they suffered through it. And the Berbers actually, they apostated 12 times because of the invasion of Islam, the way it came by the
way it
sword.
came,
Some
yeah,
people say, it came by the flood. They didn't come with flowers. Maybe the Malaysians
He's
and
agreeing with
Indonesians,
you.
do you understand?
On some points, he's
But
agreeing
in North
with you.
Africa, in North Africa, it was totally different. But because the Berber tribes, we were living in tribes. Starts from Egypt, Siwa, all the way to Morocco. You got Burkina Faso, Mauritania.
He's agreeing with me, but I didn't hear the
I'm not agreeing
He's
with you in the
agreeing
way you're
with
saying
you
it, but
about-
I'm saying the way.
Like he basically said that
The writers,
he
they're
didn't
like
he didn't like the way
different
that Islam came to North Africa.
You understand? In the end of the
And
day,
he
we
and he
converted.
thought
What about
that
the
it
writings?
came by the
What
sword.
about the writings?
He agreed that some of the writers was racist, even against him,
Some writers,
even against
yes.
his tribe,
Even-
who were a
even-
darker
even
tribe.
against
Okay,
us.
modern day
against us.
slavery against black people in Sudanese.
What's
What
that?
about that?
Any slavery is
Islamic,
wrong.
the Islamic
Bro, you had bare chance
enslavement.
to have that conversation,
Brother,
bro.
listen to me.
You don't want to have that
As you're
conversation now.
talking,
How old
what
is that
about
video?
the Islamic
How old is that video?
enslavement of black people
Oh
today?
my gosh.
But it's
In
got nothing to
Egypt
do with
and Libya.
Islamic.
You guys are
hung
bad.
up on me.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do
I
with
hung up on you.
Islamic.
Now you were there, now you're stepping off.
No.
Where's content?
No. It's people. Cain, I agree with you in one thing, but when you say
I don't
Islamic, no.
But it
Well,
sounds like
it's
it sounds like me
today.
though.
It's not Islamic.
When you have
It's
what
people say
happens
Libya
what
is in
happens
chaos.
is the Middle Eastern men call for black women and the Ghanaian women
Right, you lot. I don't know
are
how you lot do
preferred.
this sound thing, man.
preferred.
I can't take this shit, man.
Hold on, are preferred, right? What happens when the women turn up at the airport? Their passports are taken off them. They immediately put into slavery, raped, tortured, beaten.
Hey,
you can go on the internet
that's
on
the
the
government.
YouTube and you can see black women trying to jump out of windows from 2 stories, trying to escape
If I
the
say
enslavement.
Can I just say something?
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay,
My point.
I'm
My
gonna
point
say
is
something
this.
after you. I'm
My
gonna say
point is
something
this.
after
My
you.
point is this, right? My point is this. These are Muslims asking for these slaves. These are Muslims asking
They're
for the best
people.
kinds of
It's got nothing
slaves.
to do with the
Let
religion.
me respond.
These are
please.
Muslims asking for the best kind of slaves.
Yeah.
Who happen to be black.
Okay.
Now, if you could say to me, well, white people are enslaved as well. I can go on the internet and find white people jumping out of buildings as well. I can find white people raped and beaten and enslaved on camera as well. Then you have an argument.
Passionate guys.
Then you have an argument.
Come on, my G.
But when you have a cult and religion, a deen focused on denigrating, writing about and enslaving black people to the point that black people want to escape via any means, even suicide, we got to talk about it.
All right, cool. So let me respond.
We got to talk about it.
Let me respond now. Hold on 1 second, brother, please. Yo, King. With all due respect. Yo, King. Thank you. Can I just say something? Hear this now. Yo. Let's all get in the time machine. Yo, brother, please.
Ignore him.
Let's all get in the time machine, yeah?
Ignore him.
Let's go back 500 years. Yeah?
500?
Yeah.
Let's go back 500 years.
Just about.
Yeah?
For starters.
Let's go back 500 years in the time machine. Let's go to Africa. No, let's go to Jamaica. Do you mean? Go to Jamaica. To the sugar cane plantations. Yeah? What religion was being propagated when people were being transported across the Atlantic, across the Indian Sea? Christianity. Yeah? When people were being thrown overboard because the ships are too heavy.
Chained up.
Yeah? Chained up. What was being propagated?
Christianity.
Wait.
Yeah, go on, let you
We're in
finish.
a time machine now. It's that easy to turn around and say, yo, Christianity, it's all about slavery. Why? Because there were some white Christians, or white supposed Christians, using their books and their Bibles and their stuff to put their feet on the necks of other humans. So now we go forward in time, back in time, whatever, we can have the same thing with the Quran.
It's not.
Why? What's different?
I'll tell you why. Now, you had a lot of slave masters misusing the Bible. When you go to, God help me, Thessalonians.
How about in the Bible says
I'm going to bring up
with a rod. As long as he doesn't die. Am I wrong?
When you let me
As long as he doesn't die.
But let him get to it.
Right?
Now,
Now,
he might talk about it.
now
Let's look if you talk
He
about
might talk about the Bible where it says, don't uprise against the slave master.
And if you do, he can beat your
And be kind to
slave.
him. Go on.
You can beat
I
your
know
slave with a
he's
rod.
definitely going to speak about that because he's balanced.
Go, okay. Don't
Yo,
forget.
people,
that verse,
religions,
that verse,
life,
Those-
choose life.
right, let me explain to you.
No. Go on. This is lovely,
Explain that
man.
one.
Let me explain to you what those
Lovely.
verses of the Bible mean.
Yeah, beat your slave to death.
Right. Now, like I said, if you
G-Bo.
go to Thessalonians, I'm going to bring the reference up for you right now. Slavery is not sanctioned in the Bible. The Bible says it is against good doctrine. It is against sound doctrine. Slavery is not propagated in the Bible. It is against sound doctrine. Now, let me take you back. Let me go take you back to the Old Testament. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Yeah, we listen. I'm listening.
Let me go back to the Old Testament.
Christianity, Islam.
The reason why people entered slavery was through choice. Because they had no money, they had no way of supporting their family, so they would commit themselves. You can go to the Old Testament and check this. They would commit themselves to a period of 6 or 7 years. I'm not sure of the exact amount of time. This is it. To work, to receive board, money, and to pay for their family, right?
The slavery in the Bible we're talking about.
Listen to
I'm
what it
just
means.
asking.
Listen to what it means, though. Listen to what it means. You have someone willingly giving himself over to service for a period of 7 years to someone with money that was affluent in order to support their family, right? Now, at that time of they might get to marry a woman or a daughter of the slave master, right? And there's all kinds of variations. When the 7 years were done, there's all kinds of variations. When the 7 years were done, they were allowed to leave. They were allowed to leave. But it's a period of service.
What is that in the Bible?
Now, I've already told you, when you go to the New Testament, slavery is against sound doctrine. The reason why you have that verse, which is was misused, I'm telling you now, was misused by a lot of racist people, so-called Christians trying to subjugate black people by misusing verses from the Bible.
There's no-
Listen, let me explain what that verse actually means. It means that when you come to Christianity in the Roman times, Rome was subjugating people, and there were a lot of slaves of Romans. And so when Christ came and he said to people, listen.
Don't ride out on your slave masters.
Yeah.
Be nice to them. Don't ride out on them.
Hold on a minute.
That's not my book.
Just let me finish, and then you can make your own mind up.
And your child
Let
can't.
me make your own mind up.
Kill your slave masters. Kill them. Nat Turner, kill them all.
Murder is not advocated.
Kill them all.
Now,
Murk them, because it's
one
advocated
second.
when
Now, what
God
Christ-
wanted
are you
when
gonna
God wanted
listen to my
Abraham
point?
to
You're not
sacrifice
gonna
his
hear my
child.
point.
Yeah,
You're gonna hear
murder
my
was
point.
advocated
Let me
then.
hear my
Come
point,
on,
bro.
man.
Hear my point.
You're not killing me, man.
You spoke about.
Stop excusing slavery, both of you.
I
Stop.
am explaining to
Servitude.
people, and
Servitude.
so they
You're
can make
both
up their
saying the
own
same
mind.
thing.
They can make up their own mind.
This is
about
a mirror.
it. I'm telling you what
This
the
is a mirror.
verse means in the Bible, right?
You're
and
working
you
for
can
the
go.
atheists.
You can go and
These
check
men
this
are
out for
atheist
yourself.
agents. I've decided.
Right?
I've decided,
You
bruv.
switched off, brother.
No, I've definitely
Because you
switched
made
off.
your mind up about that verse,
Bruv,
haven't you?
Yeah, slavery.
Okay, so let me at least explain what it means. Then you can. still
Why
have
does
your
the
own mind.
Bible not explain
No,
what it
let me
means?
explain. Right?
Why are you
Now,
doing explaining? Why didn't Jesus explain it?
Jesus said, and Paul
Why did
said,
he not explain it?
when you're in slavery, if you're subjugated by the Romans,
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Do not seek
He
to
didn't
be
say that.
free.
He didn't say that.
Do not seek
He
to be
did not
free.
say that. He did not say that.
That's
Jesus
why the
didn't say
Bible
that.
talks about letting your
Jesus
light
did
so
not mention
shine.
Romans.
Because you're supposed to just.
Don't lie,
You're
man.
supposed
Come
to
on.
just be
Don't lie-
comfortable
don't lie, bro.
in the situation you're in.
All religious people lie
And
to prove their points.
vengeance belongs to the Lord.
All religious people
That's
lie
what the
to prove
Bible
their points.
teaches. Vengeance belongs
It's
to the
crazy.
Lord because Christ is teaching us whatever situation
Don't
we're
wait
in.
for the Lord.
Once
If you're
we
a
come
slave,
to Him,
run
we
away,
are
get
free.
free.
We are
Sneak
set
alive.
free.
Stab the
Right?
slave master.
Now-
Make sure he stops moving. Don't wait for Jesus.
Now you do.
God helps those that help himself.
Now
Help
you
themselves.
do have slaves. If you're Christian and
True,
you're
innit?
if you're
God
Christian
helps those that helps
and being
themselves.
subjugated by Romans,
Safe
it doesn't
without
mean
works is
you should let
fruitless.
the Roman beat you and rape you.
Yeah.
You still have your own mind to do what you should do. Right? Christians
you
are not
don't.
doormats
I'm lying.
back then or even
But
today.
where did you get the idea from?
Right?
It doesn't say that in the Bible.
By
So you
slave
see, our man's
masters
understanding
to
it
keep
again.
black people
These guys are doing
under
the same thing
cosh.
on this side.
Christianity
Oh,
does
Muhammad
not
didn't have
advocate
slaves. Muhammad had
prejudice,
servants.
domination,
They're doing the same
or
thing.
any
No,
kind
it
of
doesn't say
rape
that.
Jedi,
and
it does not
subjugation.
say that.
It does not
We're talking
advocate
about
it.
Bible and
It
Quran.
does not
It doesn't say
advocate
anything
it.
about slavery.
Okay.
Islam, however, advocates it.
Stop
It
that shouting. It doesn't
advocates
make it right.
Even
You're
today,
lying.
in literature
Guys,
in
can I
Islam,
read?
in the Quran,
Show us in the Quran slavery.
in...
929.
Show me.
Are you sure, bro?
Yeah, let's talk about the Bible.
See how you run to the Bible?
No. We can
See how
talk
you
about
run
the
to the
Quran.
Bible?
We can talk about the Quran.
See how you run to the Bible?
Show me what the slaves in the Bible, in the Quran. And then I'll talk to you about
I'm
the
not gonna
Bible.
lie.
Show me.
I think you're right. I think in
No,
this
no.
in this argument
Show
you're
me.
right. Listen. In this argument, I think you're right.
Don't
How
worry.
you play?
I'm
You're
just
both the
pointing it out
same.
there.
You're both sides of the same coin.
I'm pointing it out there.
Can we all
No,
condemn
brother,
slavery?
at the
Any
end
kind of
of the day-
slavery? Can we condemn slavery?
No doubt.
Yes, but at
That's
the
it,
end
then
of
we
the day,
cool, class.
The Bible
there's going to
says
be a lot
no.
of black people listening to this.
The Bible says you have
And
to
that's
beat
why I'm
your
talking to the
slave
black people.
with a rod.
In this country,
Don't follow any books
Probably
that tell
in
you
India,
that
wherever
you
they
don't.
are,
You,
wherever they
your
are,
slave
don't
has a
listen to
child,
this, who are
that child
Muslims,
is a slave,
who are
belongs to his
Muslims,
master.
and now realize the filth
People
they're in.
check it out.
Now realize the filth they're in.
Out.
And that's all I'm doing this for. For black people to use their own mind and stop being tools of Islam.
Empty
Stop
bottles
being
make a lot of
dollars.
noise. There we go.
Can I
Come
just say
here.
that?
That's right,
Can I just sanctify
And
myself
God
that I'm
bless
not
you
one of
all.
them?
There's one
God bless
Savior,
you.
his
God
name
bless
is
you.
Jesus Christ.
you
Come to Him. Come to Him. Because there's no color, black, nor white, nor slave, nor free, nor Jew, nor King. He calls everybody, come as you are. Because He doesn't see the outward appearance, He sees the heart. He sees the heart. Islam sees the color.
Okay. Good points, man.
Islam
Good points.
sees the color.
Good points, man. Please, man. Thank you, man. Good points. Good points. But listen.
God
let me-
bless everybody.
Thank you. So now we got rid of these lot. Yeah. Let's talk to humans.
He's gonna
man,
go
yeah?
home now, yeah.
Let's talk to humans. Like literally.
But you can wind
I
it down.
respect
You're
you.
gonna wind it down now.
It's wound done. It's done. You lot
Yeah,
done,
good,
innit? You
good,
lot
good.
done. You lot done, right?
I've done a lot of
All right,
talking.
cool.
I've
You
done
done
it.
it. You smashed it. You
I
both
was going
smashed
to read
it.
the slavery thing.
You both smashed it. Forget it. Leave it now. What I want to say is this, yeah. I personally feel, yeah, that any book that discourages you or any person.
Carry on.
1 second. Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay.
Go.
You got someone else carrying on about selling your daughter as a slave.
You want to have a chat off camera?
Somewhere
no,
else?
I'm good now because
Ah,
I'm done
yeah.
now. Because you know what we
No,
can
off
do,
camera.
brother, listen to me.
No, you do that now. I wanna talk. I wanna
We can
talk.
continue. I'm just
Okay,
here,
fine.
listen.
So what I would say is, yeah, anybody that puts you off, yeah, killing your slave master. Hold on, yo, brothers. Come on, man. Anybody that tries to put you off killing your slave master,
That's murder, right?
should be killed.
That's murder,
Yeah?
right?
Listen,
Is that murder?
it's not murder if you've got me, if you're
you kill
oppressing
someone
me.
in cold blood.
If you listen,
Go on.
if you are denying me my human right to be free, to be sovereign, yeah, it ain't murder. You're going against my God-given right, yeah, to be a free man, and I am allowed to gut you, hang, draw, and quarter you, kill you, and anyone that benefits from your evil.
dry
Yeah,
up in the
that
sun.
stops me. Anybody that's gonna stop me, raise the alarm, whatever. Yeah, your kids, your mum, your grandma. If you lot are in the house where I'm being locked down, yeah, and you're gonna stop me from getting free, you're all dead. Yeah, and this is true freedom. Yeah, all this religion thing, it's all good, but at the end of the day, we come back to the point of people are actually slaves. Is the black man, is the Arab man, is the Christian, is the Muslim going to join forces and go and tackle this? Are we going to keep arguing? Are we going to tackle slavery? Are we going to tackle
You're
this?
coming from a point of agnosticism
finished.
because
You
you
said
don't
you're
really
finished.
believe. You believe in the
Don't tell me
Creator,
what I
but
believe.
you're
Don't tell me
not
what I
sure
believe.
if you're going to stand before Him.
Have you
bro.
done enough?
Are you going to stand
Cain,
before
Cain,
Him? Are you going to stand
Cain,
before Him, bro?
Cain, can I just say, yeah?
Are you going to stand
Let
before
me
Him?
talk, please, yeah? You've done enough.
But are you going to stand before Him? That's all I want to know.
You said you finished.
The last point, I promise. Are you going to stand before Him? Are you going to stand before Him?
You've done enough trying to
Stand
dictate.
before God. You're going to stand before God, brother.
Listen,
And when you stand before God, please,
I beg you let me finish.
don't have no excuses.
Why are you blocking me, bro?
Don't have no excuses.
You're doing the same thing. You're doing what they're doing, bro.
He's trying to convert you.
You're not doing the same things about each other.
Yeah,
Listen,
trying to
hear
convert
what I'm saying to you, yeah? Please. Let's focus on people getting free. You can have your religion, yeah, but I hope that at the end of the day, when it comes to people being free, if you're really concerned about what's going on in Libya or any of these countries, Saudi Arabia, whatever, whether you're black, white, Chinese, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever, we should come together to destroy anybody that thinks it's all right to keep another human locked up as like a subhuman, like an animal. That's it, simple. The argument, that's that. Yo, bro, you can't really be putting music on this, bro. This is the people that you attacked here, you know? It's crazy. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that was a good argument. Man tried to draw me out, said that I was a mule of Islam. He didn't prove none of that. I'm not a mule of Islam. I'm not a mule of Christianity. None of you are clever enough to put that on my back, yeah? I will choose whatever I want to choose, yeah? Listen. Dawah, preaching, all of that comes with your actions. We all know this, isn't it, yeah? Love in your heart is the most important thing. Yeah? All this arguing and shouting and screaming, blah, 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 it doesn't look good. This is 2020. There's serious things going on in the world. There's serious things going on in our society. You don't want to argue about sky daddies. That's fine. That's fine. But let's put the important things forward first. I can't change your faith, you can't change mine. I can't change your belief, but we can change the world. We can change different things that are going on in our society. Just look around, open up the newspaper, look at the news headlines. What's going on with our children? They want to teach our children how to masturbate. And we're arguing about whose sky daddy's real. Yeah? They want to tell you that a man can be a woman and a woman can be... What's wrong with you, man? Anyway, this is it anyway, man. I'm not going to waffle. When he goes, maybe we'll have another conversation. But there's something else I want to talk to you about. But yeah, man, big up COE. Don't know. Sulaiman live. Let's go.
Where's my black?
Very good.
Black van man, big up Black van man, big up TNTS Creek. Let's go, man. I don't know what this guy's doing, man. Big up we, man.
Damn devil, man.
The damn devil. Yeah, man. That was a good conversation, but like the passion and that is all good. Yeah, okay, no. He's enjoying himself, but I was worried about the music coming.
I shouldn't be doing this
The next thing, man, I stand around there red.
You're
Yeah.
not saying it's done today. You don't reckon it's wrapped up? What? Is there any more discussion going on?
Hey, BVM, where'd you get this? What is this, bro?
Right, still.
ContentCOE everything. From your government. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
And Buddhists and atheists talking about subjects unrelated to religion. Yeah? So nobody can try and come and pin that dumb badge on my chest. Yeah? I don't rep for no one, I don't work for no one. And my brain is autonomous. Yeah? I think for me. Yeah? There's not one person, no one in gang, no one in any religion, nobody that can speak for me. Yeah? No one represents me. I refuse. I rebuke the notion of that. Anyway, getting back to the point, yeah, I just want the people to know, when I ask certain questions, it's because of something you have said. I don't have a book of Jedi's questions, yeah, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to ask this and really trip man up. You say something, I respond. That's how it works. You say something, I think about what you say, and I respond. So please, anybody in their head that I've got an agenda against anybody's thing, please don't ever put yourself on that pedestal, yeah? Because I don't care about none of your things enough for me to lay out in night and think, oh, this is what I could come up with. I'm not that guy. I'm not working for no one. None of you lot don't pay me, yeah? I don't get paid by no religious people. I pay myself for the work I do.